Hello, and welcome to the World at War. Dire Bears Tuesday Night Scion 2nd Edition Chronicle. If this is your first time here, thanks for showing up. And hopefully I timed out where everybody got to see the intro, so I don't have to do that.
It worked pretty good.
At
least
excellent.
With my ad.
We were talking the entire time.
Yeah.
I figured you would be. I was just afraid I'd turn the sound back on and y'all would be like mid-conversation.
I was yelling, Mortal Kombat!
Yeah, mine, unfortunately, my commercial ended when it showed me playing as Jaden, you know.
Okay, so. I'll have to adjust that some more. All right. Anyway, so we is back. Last session, we had a television interview.
That was the majority of the session, really.
Do what?
That was the majority of the session, really.
Yeah. Let's see. You found out there was another band.
Connor talked to the guy that beat up his grandpa.
Yes. Kim Faust. Faust. Faust would be something completely different.
Faust is a different type of mythology.
Be even more suspicious of the guy.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's Faust, all I think is Final Fantasy. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
No, it's literally the German word for fist. Don't get too upset about it. But anyway, they had their big interview. Connor met Kim Faust. Right now, I can't say his name right. Met Kim at the shrine he had Robert build. They had a brief conversation, which was, surprisingly friendly considering he was talking to somebody that had beat up his grandfather. Though to be fair, his grandfather had the option to say no.
Yeah, Connor's more of the point of, now he's just gonna be his usual chaos self and just wait for the perfect time to strike.
Well,
I don't know, chaos doesn't strike me necessarily as patient.
Always carry a little chaos with you. You never know when you need it.
Yeah, and he's waiting. He's waiting to use it at the perfect.
The other shoe's gonna drop with the other band. It's fine.
Oh yeah.
No,
Sasha
I
already
made them
has
be your
concerns.
friends.
Yeah.
I mean, Chad. First time y'all met Chad, he bought Jaden a drink. It's friendly.
Uh-huh.
And then he didn't tell us about the fishmen and ran from the apartment building.
He tried to get Jaden to be one of his groupies.
I'm sure they're all fine individuals.
Uh-huh.
Exactly. They're all intellectuals.
They're just shitty in a group. It's like a mob mentality.
And how could he have warned you about the fishman? He didn't know which apartment y'all were in. Just what building.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
So he did the next best thing and followed the van back to where it came from. They saved all kinds of people, and here you are getting ready to beat them up.
But yeah, who's gonna say it like
that? I'll do it again.
Well, we probably will.
But anyway, leaving the studio, I believe there was a business card or an index card or something, some kind of little note tucked up under Robert's windshield wiper.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Does anybody recall exactly what it said?
It was Penelope wanting us to kind of come and talk about the whole Fishman incident. Kind of collab, as it were.
Trade notes.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, I believe it said we needed to talk. We need to talk, and then it had a phone number in her name.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't believe y'all had actually called her last time.
No,
we ended there.
Oh, yeah, that's where we ended it.
Okay, that's what I was thinking. So we will start up, I don't know, back at Hilarious' place, I guess. That seems to be y'all's main meeting hall.
It's fitting. They have so many rooms for people.
I was going to be like, does anyone else find it curious that in spite of us not advertising that we were doing any kind of interview, that they knew exactly where to find us? To
I
leave
was
a
thinking,
note on a car?
I mean, they're gonna advertise the interview on the news when they know they're gonna get us.
But they didn't know until earlier today, and I don't believe they advertised it at all.
The news station with the band who saved the city. They absolutely advertised that.
Did they advertise it, story guide? Do we know?
All their little advertisements for like the 6 o'clock news that night were talking about an exclusive interview with the band. Yes.
Hilarious. That's how this shit works.
Now the advertisement didn't say anything about when it was actually recorded
Sure.
Yeah.
or any of that. Just they had an exclusive interview.
Be right back, phone.
I think it's best to just take it at face value. You know, that one might be a coincidence. There are some other things that are suspicious. That one,
Eh.
not the thing.
They could have just followed Robert's car.
I mean, if they were already tracking you, they just follow your car. That's fair.
See, nothing suspicious or creepy.
That's pretty creepy.
yeah, it still is.
I'm gonna have to have a chat about that.
A negotiation to kind of hammer out, what the boundaries are.
Hammer out with fist.
You can't creepily follow us in your cars, okay?
Okay.
But we reserve the right to hide in your bushes.
They just have like a drone. Hijack an Amazon drone.
Amazon might not like that.
Wrong Amazon.
Not in the Percy Jackson books.
Uh-huh. Um do we wanna take them up on this? Do we have anything else that we can really do?
I see no harm. That much anyway. If you feel like this is an ambush, we could always have Connor kind of make his duplicates and have them hide.
What if? Because yeah, I just
Main-
don't feel
I'm bringing Spruce.
Yeah, everyone. I encourage everyone to bring their animals or whatnot. I just have this, and I will have an electronic device recording because of course I am.
Listen, if they just want to talk about the fish people, let's not just go gung ho. Oh, they're gonna attack us. Let's go.
No. I'll let them make the first move, but I'm not letting them finish it.
Finish them.
Let them make the first move. You're not gonna let them. All I picture is a chess match where they pick up their pawn and just before they set it down, Telarius leans over and slaps it out of their hand. Not in my house.
It's the
You know what, that's
decaying
actually
fitting.
No.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Oh man.
All right, so the general consensus seems to be that you'll take her up on the offer.
Mm-hmm. I'm down
On
for
the
that.
offer to parlay.
I'm down for parlance. Tempted to like tag Sarah. I'm tempted to tag Sarah and be like, "Hey Sarah, are you bringing your boy,
Who's Sarah?
Sarah?" I'm not saying that's hilarious. I'm saying that's Jeremy.
Oh,
I'm sure she'll bring her smoochums. Okay, so who's gonna call?
Maybe it's best if you do it, Robert. Just you received it. It makes sense. That way, it doesn't. We are being, what's the term? Above board about it.
Just kind of shrugs like, I mean, fair. That's fine. So he'll happily pick up the phone and dial the number on the card.
I also hate the phone calls.
It rings a couple of times. Then you hear a woman's voice. Hello?
Yes, is this Miss Penelope?
It is.
Greetings, this is Mr. Robert. How are you?
I'm doing pretty well. I see you got my message.
Yes, yes, I did. So I was going to go ahead and kind of take the initial step of my band and kind of give you a call and see what we could talk about amongst most recent events.
It is recent events that I wish to speak of. Don't really want to do it over the phone too much.
That's understandable. If there is a particular place in mind, I'm sure we can arrange a meeting.
Oh, she mentions a. Let me see where y'all at versus which one I'm on.
We may never know.
You may not know. All right. She tells you there's a small park by the waterfront. This one here, if y'all look on the map. Nice open public space. Not crowded, but there's people around, so so it should be a nice, should be a safe, neutral area.
Sure, sounds perfectly fine. What time would you like to meet? Or do you want to give it another day or so?
Oh, let's see. Y'all filmed up. This would be the afternoon now. Let's see. This time of year, sun would still be up at 6. If you want to meet there at 6, that would be fine.
He grabs he kind of scrambles and finds a random pad and pen, and Teleria says, all right, so here at 6, alrighty. Just all of us, or did you just want to talk to a select few?
No, you can bring your entire band. That's fine.
All right, sounds perfect. I'll see you at 6.
I look forward to it. And then she hangs up without any further ado.
So does he. He looks, but he kind of leans back over to Teleria. All right, that's done.
Proud of you.
Right.
Bring your dogs.
So we're supposedly, he names off the park. We're meeting here about 6, if that's all right.
It's fine with me.
Anybody else have an objection? Wish to overrule me?
No one's gonna overrule you. You already made the plan. We might as well go through with it.
Look, I'm just trying to make sure all's fair. You can tell me yes or no. I won't be mad. But all right, so what do we know about the fishermen, ladies and gentlemen? As he just kind of motions to everyone in the room.
They were apparently being forced into transformation by something.
They
Okay,
haven't
so
released any names.
so unfortunate souls, men and women of normal stature, being grabbed and taken and forced into being transformed into fish people. Stout
all we
little
got,
things.
really.
That's really all we got. All we know
It
is
was
that they. Go ahead.
some kind of cult of some kind. Didn't they say on the news that they had, I believe, killed 1 or 2 of the leaders? And
Well, 1 or 2 of the people performing some sort of ritual in that warehouse.
Yeah.
Doesn't necessarily mean they're leaders.
But it was somebody, I mean.
Yeah. They've killed at least 2 of the practitioners that participate in the ritual.
Well, as practitioners is good.
He'll kind of keep just like randomly jotting down on the notepad. All right, fantastic. So,
I was gonna say, just picture Robert at a whiteboard.
Well, see, the problem is, this is all stuff that we're getting from them. This isn't information. This isn't new information that we have to share.
As a sidebar, Hilarious, I'm curious, do you have access to any of the cameras in this building? Are there any cameras in the foyer area?
Sasha, get out of my head.
Storyteller or story guide.
The building has cameras down there.
Uh-huh.
As a tenant, you would not necessarily have access to them.
Not legally, anyway.
Now, well, the ones in like the foyer proper, you could probably, well, no, not legally. You might be able to ask the landlord. I mean, considering you were attacked.
Sure, yeah, and that's probably something they would do at some point.
I am just curious why our dear friend Chad didn't try to come talk to us once he realized that these fish people were attacking the building, considering he was in the foyer.
Just
Or why he didn't try to apprehend them or subdue them there.
yeah, it's funny how that works. That's a good idea. What time is it? Is it like way before 6?
Oh yeah, you've got at least a couple hours.
Okay, then yeah, Hilarious will go down to the welcome area. Excuse me. Yeah.
Yes.
As you are probably aware, I was attacked by the fish people or whatever they were.
Yes, you and a few of the other residents.
Yeah, I'm glad we were able to drive them out. I wanted to know if you happen to have or can put me in contact with somebody who can so I can see the foyer area.
Oh, the security footage.
Yes.
The super, because you're basically talking to the building super.
Mm-hmm.
Like
if you can't do it, can you find me somebody who can do it? Yeah.
Yeah, that shouldn't be a problem. I mean, we've already given copy of it over to the police.
Okay. I have a running theory that I just need to see the footage of just to confirm or deny.
Well, come on in. He pulls you into his office. Pulls and it's not great footage. There's like one camera, but it's set up where it shows you who's coming in and out.
It's like 5 FPS, like a convenience store camera.
Same camera they used to film Sasquatch sightings.
So he takes it right to the when the fishermen come barging in.
Okay. Is it like a boom and then they start like just run up the stairs?
You see the doors open.
Mm-hmm.
Like somebody had opened them from the outside and were holding them open. The fishermen come walking in.
Okay. That seems coordinated.
You see somebody, ball cap pulled down over their head. Go over and like open the stair door. Seems to talk to the fish guys as they start walking up, and then he splits.
No face. He's just like this the whole time.
Yeah, like he was aware of where the camera was.
Interesting. Can you replay that real quick? I just want to get with my phone. I'm getting them to get the ball cap.
Oh,
ball
sure.
cap person.
Pulls back.
Thank you. Is there anything else? Is it just like this, or is it like this? Just go on like this?
Let's see.
No exterior
pretty much.
cameras on the building?
It's just they don't have like cameras in all the hallways or anything.
Sure.
It's like this camera. There's a camera watching like the back door or whatever.
Was there What does Chad look like again?
Yeah, big beefy dude.
Was there, but just before any of this, was there like a really beefy dude that was just like in the foyer area?
He rewinds it back. Uh, he rewinds it back, and a couple minutes before the attack, you see Chad. Rewinding, you see Chad walk into the door backwards and sit down.
That's weird.
They're running it backwards, so.
Oh, okay. The way you phrased it made it sound like he literally walked backwards, like he's going to Vegas or something, through the double doors. Okay. Is that? There's Chad right there. There he is, right there. Big beefy guy.
Yeah, and he runs back normal. And you see Chad, come from off camera, but there's some seats over there. And he's like, gets up, he's playing on his phone. He puts his phone up, he walks out.
Is there any point? Is there any point where he like comes through the front door, or does he?
Sure.
If I ask him to rewind it further.
If you ask him, he rewinds it back a couple of hours at least, and you see when Chad came in and sat down.
Interesting. So he's been here. He was there for a couple hours, messed with his phone, and left. Okay.
It would, if he's visible, it would have shown Sasha talking to him because she did talk to him on the way up.
Okay.
Yeah, you would see, rerunning back through the time period that Chad's there. You would eventually see where Sasha walked in, and walked over to that same corner, out of view.
Sure.
But presumably when she talked to him.
I get a good picture.
And then she takes the elevator up.
I get a good bad picture of Chad through the security footage. Actually, is this like a PC or is it like a VCR setup?
He's running through a computer.
Okay. Then instead of doing that, I would print screen and then just like get the print screens of it instead of like taking cell phone pictures. I will amend that.
Okay.
Put him on
Super's
paint,
like,
save-
is that somebody we need to be on the lookout for?
He's part of one of the other bands that it's just a right place, right time situation. It's just a right place, right time situation. It's a little, but I got nothing solid to go on yet, so I'm not gonna try to box him. Plus, he's like 3 times my size.
He is a big guy.
Yeah. So we're just, don't shoo him away or anything. Just, let me know if you see him. Can you do that?
I will.
Just a text message, and that's all you gotta do.
All right, he double checks, make sure he's got your number, and it's already in the system.
Taps a super on the back. Thank you very much. You've been very helpful.
Oh well, we're happy to help.
They'll leave. If I look at the image, the still of the guy with the ball cap and the still of Chad, they're not the same person, right?
No, guy with the ball cap is clearly a lot smaller.
Okay.
Chad is a slab of beef.
Yes. A brick shithouse, as the kids say. Okay. Then I will make sure I have the stills on my phone. I will use my phone and wirelessly transfer it to my computer back in my apartment. And I will go and report my findings. I cast exposition at 3rd level.
Good grave.
Just because I don't want to repeat myself.
Yeah.
Looking at the pictures, is it someone any of us recognize?
Well, with a ball cap pulled down like that, there's no super distinctive
build.
feature the guy's
Looks
built
like an
pretty
average person. Mm-hmm.
It's Bob Joe. Okay.
Bob
Mhm.
Joe. It's quite interesting how our man here was there for at least 2 hours before. 2 hours is plenty enough time to be like, camera right there, walk out. Another person comes in, head down like they know where the cameras are.
Mm-hmm.
The door held open for the fishmen.
Mm-hmm.
Also curious that it was well coordinated to be only attacking the location where we reside.
Ah, you admit it.
Locations.
Yes, but
Yes.
that it's that it's coordinated enough to where it happened simultaneously.
Yes.
That
That's not a coincidence.
No, it's not.
coordinated enough that the only place they didn't hit was mine. That's because I keep where I live on the down low.
I don't like this. Something
There's something we're
feels.
missing.
Well, I'm sure we'll. I'm sure talking to this lovely new band will give us some more
Insight.
fruits, but for now, just they probably assume that we are fools and morons.
I had an interesting thought, kind of on that same vein. Um, Anybody else notice how coincidental it was that all this started happening after they showed up?
I think we're on the same train of thought, actually.
Well, they've been here
After who showed
before.
up?
Two
You
of them
mean
have been, as far as we know.
true?
I believe our dear friend Redhead McBigtits said to Jaden that she had just got into town, and so did Kim.
And then we met Penelope at the library when we were researching about the alpha dogs. And then we encountered Chad at the Rubicon when we were celebrating.
Yep. Kim
We're
went
gonna get back to
after
big. We're gonna go back
my
to redhead big tits in a little bit. Continue, please.
Kim went after my grandfather. Uh, what's her bucket went after Jaden.
Hmm.
Uh,
I haven't encountered any of them individually.
and then potentially, if one of them is a practitioner of fire, I'm leaning towards Corvette Lady. Sports car chick potentially went after Robert. Yes, I'm just inventing titles for the same woman.
You are.
Hmm.
What? I may or may not be currently brainstorming ways to fold her in half like an omelet.
And if that's what you want to do,
I suggest we don't go at them directly. We come at them sideways should they come at us again.
I mean, that's the
We
best way to
gather
do
the
it.
we gather the evidence needed should we have to bury them.
We still need to go into this like it's a trap.
Oh yes, absolutely. But I vote we
Please take switchems.
oh yes. But I vote that we allow them to think that we are fools and morons.
Okay.
They're more likely to reveal their intentions should we act as if we don't know what we're doing, which they clearly think we don't. And I mean, some days there are days I wonder if we know what we're doing, but that's beyond the point.
Hmm. Just curious how they immediately decided to style themselves as the protectors of the city. What did they name themselves again? Varangian?
The guards of Constantinople.
Phrygian, something like that. It's a French word.
Mm-hmm.
Might we. What time does the Rubicon open, or is it open most hours?
It opens around 11. They do a little bit of a breakfast, or not breakfast, but a little bit of a lunch business.
And how far is the Rubicon from where we're supposed to meet these folks?
Basically, opposite sides of town.
Of course.
I mean, you've got a couple of hours. You've got time.
Yeah.
You could do a quick swing by if you wanted to.
Considering the Rubicon is prone to having this particular group of clientele, we know at least Chad frequents there. Might we see if they have more information on them? Or would that be too obvious?
We would have to ask somebody who has either a low enough opinion of them that they won't go telling them, or somebody who is, I don't know, I'm into being, I don't know, is mind reading a thing?
It is most certainly a thing, but I don't know anyone that does it.
We don't know if they do it.
We don't. But, and I can't remember her name right now. The waitress, barkeep, tall lady.
The other tall
Mhm.
redhead.
The other tall redhead.
Because somehow I wound up with 2 of those.
Yep.
Give me a
Okay,
second.
so
I can find the name, maybe.
It's Jolene with stilts.
Jolene with stilts.
Stilt lean.
Jolene.
Jolene.
I'm looking too, because I know I have at least that name written down.
I thought I did.
I know the
I just have to get
bartender
to
was
my notes.
Antony.
Yeah. Because I remember she had a fairly low opinion of Chad.
Yeah. That's what we're looking for.
Carrie.
Carrie, yeah, Kary.
Yeah, I have her listed as tall, sexy, with red hair and freckles, waitress at the Rubicon.
All right, so y'all gonna run by the Rubicon?
Sure.
I mean, we haven't had food yet. I'm hungry.
I'll get some wings.
Not the plate of nachos.
No.
Or not the
That-
table of nachos.
That is strictly celebratory. When we find out what's going on, then yes.
We want to invite, and she kind of nods to where Samuel would be. Or have him hold down the fort, perhaps? Keep an ear to the ground.
Yeah, let's
Samuel,
Yeah.
how you feeling?
I'm all right, I guess. The door cracks open. Are we about to
Can
be
you
up to
hold on?
something?
Can you hold down the fort for a bit? We're gonna run to the Rubicon. We're not going to like celebrate or anything. Trust me, when we're done with whatever this is, celebration.
I will buy you a drink myself.
I just need you to hold down the fort. If you see anyone skeezy come by, just send me a text.
Or if anything curious comes across the evening news.
That too. I imagine the
All
Rubicon would
right,
be like a
fine. You
little too
kids go have
loud.
an adventure without me. I see how it is.
To be fair, last time you and I attempted an adventure, Samuel, I got my ass kicked and you got part of your ass kicked.
Come think of it, you're probably still recovering from that.
Oh yeah, she's still beat to shit.
Mhm.
She was maimed.
Is
Yeah,
there
yeah,
anything
you
that
kids
looks
go do
like
what you do.
Clarice could treat? As far as like a wound on Sasha's
It's
body?
nothing like cuts or anything. It's just she got pretty much thrown around.
It was mostly strikes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's
Just a
it's
puddle
just
of bruises.
okay.
Yeah, it's just a
Unfortunate.
general beat up.
It's not like I can just bust out a first aid kit and be like, okay, hold still.
Let me splinter your entire arm.
Here, have some morphine. That's all I can do for you.
Best
It's not
I
like
can do
when
is
y'all were
bleach
fighting the wild hunt and that dude just popped in behind her and
Oh.
stabbed the crap out of her. Yeah, that was one real vicious wound.
Right.
Multiple dice hating me wounds.
Yes.
How long does it take for like this to heal? Like injuries and whatnot.
Say, I think I could be completely wrong and off on this, but I think it was like a week.
Yeah, it's something like that
Right.
without
it's-
magical healing involved.
Oh, because I have immunization booster, and you get a +2 enhancement to recover from injuries. So
That would probably speed it up some.
yeah, it would speed it up.
Just have the cousins just like give you a once over.
We'll assume like that they probably did, considering they would have seen her, after the fight.
Yeah, no, you were right next to me. I would have immediately. That's why like Hilarious had you like on the couch. Like you sit there. I'm going to try to take care of you.
Ah, so that would
Robots
reduce
on
the
top.
healing difficulty to 3 instead of 5.
Mhm.
Do I roll something for that?
Intellect plus medicine.
Would that be her rolling it, or would that be one of us?
Whoever's treating it.
Whoever's doing the
Yeah.
first aid. Yeah, I just pulled up the difficulties here.
So
Yeah.
you said intellect plus what?
Medicine.
That's 4 dice. I could.
What are we? What are we at momentum wise? 6.
Yes.
Yes, we're.
Yeah.
Cool. Just making sure.
Okay, so Jaden's going to try the first aid. And we're going to say she had done this somewhat earlier.
Yeah.
Here's goes to nothing.
Hang on.
Too late. Dice have been cast.
I assume Hilarious is going to hit her with a flashlight when she does this?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so that's
That's 3.
5.
Oh God.
Because I get +2 already using it, and I rolled a 1, and yours gives me +2, so that's 5 successes.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm?
Jesus Christ. Yeah, you're good.
That is also only if the character has empty injury condition boxes of a lower level available.
And all
We also have the
of
thing.
all of Sasha's injury boxes were full up to main, wouldn't it?
Mm-hmm.
All right, well then
Granted,
she
your
will
first
do.
aid thing
I don't know.
immediately
That's
removes
combat,
bruise,
though.
doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Well, listen, she
Yeah.
got 5 successes. The bruise, I'm going to assume it's a minimum of 1 success per. So
no,
bruise
up
would be
aside.
1. The injured would be dropped to 1, so that's another 1. And then the maims dropped to 3. That may be enough to wipe them all out regardless.
Mm-hmm.
Beside mine, it has like +1, +2, +4, like on the health thing.
That's the difficulty
Okay.
stuff while you have that.
It would just be slightly maimed.
Yeah,
So
I think,
just
I
maybe
think that's
bruise.
if you're talking about on your character sheet. I think those are the penalties you take when you have that wound or something.
So then you're basically healed.
I'll go for it.
Visibly you still have visible bruises, but they look like they're much more on the road to recovery than they should be at this point.
She's not gonna get a stern lecture and locked in her bedroom by her grandparents or something.
Look
No,
at that. Looking better already.
They're cleared up to the point that like if your granddad saw him, he just makes some comment about I hope you gave as good as you got.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just puts it off as like, oh, it's just injuries from all good. I'm good.
I'm all good. Haha.
Get out.
All right. So you roll out to the Rubicon. You
Mhm.
show up. There's several cars. You walk in. They're doing a fairly brisk because it's
Probably just before dinner.
let's see, yeah, because I said you had a couple hours, so
Like
it's probably
4-ish.
5:30 when you get there. So yeah, the dinner
Yeah.
rush is just kind of picking up.
Mm-hmm.
You sit there, you see Carrie, Anthony's running the bar.
Wait, you said 5:30 when we get
Oh
there?
no. 4:30. Excuse me, I meant to say 4:30.
Okay, I'm about to be like, we gotta be at the other side of town by 6.
Yeah,
Everyone,
yeah.
get it to go.
Yeah.
We'll eat in the car.
Absolutely not.
Carrie sees you walk in when you walk in. She kind of waves and kind of gestures over to one of the larger tables, and that's empty. And then she finishes taking the order she's currently working on.
So I'll try not to lust over tall lady.
Speak for yourself. I'm fine.
She does have very pretty hair.
She does.
So she wanders over. Hey, if it's not my favorite band.
It's not my
Ooh, y'all
favorite
should do
waitress.
shirts. Sorry. What can I get for you?
Table that
What-
for now.
What did you say?
I think Larry said table that for now.
We will table that for now.
Oh. She's like, right. I'm sure y'all are here for dinner. What can I get you?
Combination food and potentially information
What sort of information?
on one of your favorite regulars.
That isn't us.
That isn't us. Chad, basically.
It's
Oh. What do y'all need to know?
How long has he been in town? It seems odd that suddenly he's palling around with a band if he's been in town for any amount of time.
I don't know. How long had some of y'all lived in town before you became a band?
Okay, fair point.
But to answer your question, far as I know, he's a local boy. Not from Olympus proper. He lives across the lake in Arthurus. Which I mentioned. I know we mentioned that last week. It's a smaller community across the lake. You know, people either couldn't afford to move into the city when it was being built or didn't want to. But still basically made up of the original folks were still the survivors of the attack back in the 80s.
sure. You know anything about the other people in his band? Or
They've been
is
in
it
here.
just
They've
Chad
been in
that
here at
shows
least.
up?
They've been in here a couple
Okay.
times, but
Chad's just the one that leaves the indelible mark.
you know, I think the little gothy girl, I think she's a local. And you know, she seemed nice enough. Didn't seem to be taking no crap from Chad, so that gets my self approval.
Maybe there's a dynamic there.
But as far as the other two, they were in here a couple nights ago. That's the first time I'd seen them.
No, nothing off about them. Just come in, get your food, get your drink, leave.
They said in here. They were here last night but yeah, that wasn't the first time I saw them.
Sure.
And you know, they took a corner table. I guess it kind of struck me like they were having a meeting. You know, it's going to be some serious discussion. Chad didn't have any of his lady friends with him.
Ooh, that's how you know it's serious. Tillery says that super mockingly.
Now, I don't know what they were talking about or anything because, you know,
Sure.
I don't go out of my
Nope.
way to eavesdrop.
Sure,
No,
and I
understandable.
would never expect you to. But just if you've noticed anything, anything off about them. But if you haven't, that's fine. Not it's a right
Well,
asshole.
now Chad
so,
did make a noisy toast to their success last night. I think it would have been last. Was it really last night? Yeah, last night would have been when they busted the cultist guys.
They could have been talking about the events at the warehouse during that.
She's like,
Yeah.
could be. You know, that was kind of their public debut, I guess.
Yeah.
Was there anything particular in the way he said it, or was it just like, I am loud and big?
It was a little bit of look at me, pat me on the back for the good job I did kind of thing.
Getting a clearer
he did
character
it. He did it
profile.
when a news. I guess it may have been the first time it came up on the news.
So he did it in front of a camera.
Well,
That's a
it
reaction
came
to
up on
the
the TV
news.
here, and then he.
Oh, Okay,
it was late
okay.
at night. It was late enough that the late night clientele was here.
Gotcha. I understand now. It sounds interesting, but it's not necessarily information we don't already have.
So yeah, sorry I couldn't help you out more, but
Oh
It's
no.
okay. You've been a wonderful help.
Can I have a burger, by the way?
absolutely. And she proceeds to take everybody's food over.
Connor's sitting here just like, I'm hungry.
I'm here for food.
I'll have a burger with the sauteed mushrooms and the fried banana.
Plantain chips.
Plantain chips. All right. Well,
All right, so y'all have y'all's dinner. Is there anything else you wanted to do here at the Rubicon? Like I said, it's the normal human clientele at the moment, so
nothing particular.
y'all are probably the freakiest people here.
Probably just listen. Not like obviously eavesdrop, but just, if conversations are happening around her, she's just gonna listen.
I'll approach the bar. I'll be back in a sec. They'll go to the bar.
Don't do anything showboaty or silly.
I would never do that.
That is the biggest lie.
I have already walked.
Connor back at the table. So we're evacuating in about 10 minutes, right?
Oh yeah, one way or the other.
So Delirious walks through the bar. Anthony
Yeah.
gives him a nod, as he's serving somebody else a drink.
Can I get
Already disappearing.
can I get a shot of whiskey coke? Just as I'm, and as they come and give it a drink, I'll just be like, hey, what do you know about that? Have you heard anything about that other band that was here yesterday? Just kind of like making a loud toast and whatnot.
Just what's been on the news, and I mean, Chad's been a regular for a while.
Sure, he's kind of he's an asshole.
He doesn't respond to that. He's just kind of like,
It's okay.
I mean, he tips okay, so he ain't that bad, I guess.
Nothing about Penelope or anybody else. We're gonna be meeting them pretty soon. I just wanted to make sure, all my ducks are in a row before we go to meet them, Trying to exchange information about everything going on.
Chad was the only one I knew that I knew anything of before, the first time the band showed up. Now, Carrie was telling me that, from talking to him, she's pretty sure the Penelope woman is local. Where the other two had been specifically talking about, being new to town.
They just immediately came together and put a band.
I'm a little curious as to how that happened, but it happens sometimes. Fate's weird around us.
I suppose. It's just, I don't know. I've been in town for a while, and we just did this, and I'm just like I'll gesture at my band that's like looking at me with abject terror.
Fear, trepidation, concern.
Yeah, some people never end up in a band. Some end up in one very early. Now,
Sure.
it's interesting that Olympus got two bands so close together.
Yeah, I thought Olympus was just like known for not having a band, ironically. And then now they have two. Interesting. Oh well, it's probably nothing. No, I'll tip like $10.
Thank you.
Just if you hear anything, just let me know.
He's like, now that it's
Nothing that'll cost you your job.
it's a little against my principles to eavesdrop on customers.
No. If you just should so happen to hear something.
Yeah.
Right,
If
if
it's
you're
if
just
I
in the
hear
right
something
place-
really effed up, that's one thing.
Yeah, if you're in the right place at the right time, that's all I'm asking. Don't make it a point to do anything.
All right,
Take care, Anthony.
you do.
Okay, I'll tip another like 10. I'll tip another like $10 to carry.
Ooh.
I will
So
give it
generous.
directly to her. All right, well we're good. We're good here. Let's go get ready, I guess. They get up and straighten themselves out and head out with their band. Assuming they get up.
Mhm.
I'm just picturing a Telarius stumbling out the door from
They're not that
one whiskey.
drunk. No, absolutely not.
Like Doc Brown in that third Back to the Future movie.
They've admittedly they have a pretty good buzz going, but they're not like completely out of it. They're not stumbling. They're just a little numb.
While they were having their conversation with Anthony, and some of the rest of you were kind of just listening to the crowd. The crowd is mostly talking about you.
Our legend grows.
The room did not go silent as you walked in. But it only took a couple of minutes for people to start recognizing you and kind of nudging other folks, and eventually the entire room knew the band was here.
Mhm.
I mean, one guy did ask which band, but that's going to be a thing from now on. So.
The good one?
You mean the one that killed those poor people that got turned into fishes? Or the one that saved the poor people that got turned into fishes?
They can't be turned back, so technically did we save them? Or are they now just doomed to be fish?
Don't know.
We don't know.
Salami.
But, you load up, drive across town.
Out of curiosity, what were the people sort of talking about? Like, what was the general mood of the room?
There was some talk of the new band. Not you guys, the other one. While y'all had not made while you hadn't done a big interview yet, people were aware of it, of course.
Yeah.
But there was some talk of the new one. One table, a guy was complaining because he'd been told that there was a unusual clientele here, and his buddies basically said, "No, you got to come late for that."
That's the after hours.
Yeah, basically. The locals kind of know who shows up the Rubicon late at night, so you'll have a few looky-loos come in every night.
Yeah. So it's kind of a neutral / positive vibe.
Yeah, mostly. It's like everybody's having a pretty decent day.
Okay.
The talk about the fisherman thing is, that's weird, but it seems to have been taken care of. As quickly as they knew about it, somebody had taken care of it, so it's not freaking them out too bad. Though there are some comments about, that coming right after the Alpha Dogs, 2 bands have popped up, what the crap is going on? When did our town get so weird?
Well,
So y'all drive down to the park by the waterfront. We'll creatively call it Waterfront Park. You pull in, you walk a little ways to where there's a collection of picnic tables under little pavilions. You see Penelope sitting there. She's reading a book.
Penelope is the person from the library, right?
Yes, Penelope is the person from the library. And she's dressed about the same. A hoodie, a skirt, or I should say a dress. It's a full-length dress.
It's a weird combination.
As they're walking up, Sasha's going to be using the presence of magic bit to see if there's any kind of magic-y bullshit going on.
Penelope has got a ring that you can detect something on.
Okay.
About on par with Telarius's, flashlight or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sasha's got a magic ring too. She's like, okay.
Yeah.
Mine's bigger. It
Good
is, look
on
at-
you, buddy.
Anyway. Telarius is just gonna walk up casual like, not, back straight, forward walk. I'll approach and be like, don't you look familiar on the news?
Oh yeah, we met at the library that one time. She closes her book and
Yeah.
sits on the picnic table behind her. I didn't know who you were at the time.
I know who you were at the time. Funny how life works sometimes. I'm sure you know the rest of the band as I introduce them as they come out.
She gives you all a polite nod. She gives the pets a going over. She's got the curiosity like everybody does when she sees them. But where normal people are also a little fearful or leery of them, she doesn't seem to have that going on.
I mean, he won't bite if you want to give him a scratch or something.
Oh, no, that's all right. You can never tell which head's going to be in a bad mood. She was looking at Spruce when you said that, and then she realized, oh, you're talking about Smoochums.
Or her, like, my puppy dog's cute.
It's not a dog,
Sure.
yes, it's interesting.
Just picture a really young Sasha putting bows on a baby Smoochums, like, cute.
I actually love that. I need that artwork so bad.
Let's say, while Connor is there, one of his doppelgangers is on the roof of a nearby building, keeping a vigil to keep an eye on for any of the other members of her band showing up.
Okay.
Since he now knows what they look like, and yay, perfect memory.
Yay.
If one pulls a Sasha and is just able to walk unnoticed.
He's actually standing in front of O'Connor going.
And the other
Could be a
is
roll.
gonna be back at the shrine, keeping an eye on that.
Okay. Nothing seems to be going on at the shrine. I mean, if he's there for any length of time, you will have people coming up. A lot of people have been visiting and like just taking pictures of it and stuff.
Yeah.
Still something weird that just popped up out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm. And every now and then, though, an offering does get left from somebody that kind of knows, from some random somebody that knows what the place is or what it's supposed to be.
Yeah. I will say, actually, Doppelganger will leave an offering for the Kadama and will ask about where all the fishmen are coming from.
Now, what kind of information can the Kadama give you?
Anything. Provides you with one insight or historical fact about the current situation that you didn't already know, even if you have no way of gleaning it yourself.
Okay. Let's see. What's something about the fishermen that you don't already know? They would tell you they're coming from here in town. That's something you know, those that doesn't count as the thing.
Yeah.
From the water.
That's also
Actually, from the
something.
skies. It's raining fishermen. They don't know why.
Oh,
Hallelujah.
No. Oh no, I hate that.
Yeah. Right.
Let's see.
We know they're created through a ritual of some kind.
Yes.
Yeah. We know that they've been kidnapping some of the populace to force them into these spawning pools to conduct said ritual.
Ah, yes. The spirit tells you. Ah, yes. Yes, I believe it's their second attempt at creating minions.
Second.
Yes, you already handled the first attempt.
Cyrus isn't dead.
Neither is
Real,
Sasha.
real
So-
Connor suddenly gets a thunderstruck look on his face. He's like, huh.
Is he okay? Because Penelope, is looking at y'all and suddenly goes,
It happens sometimes. His mind's in several different places sometimes. Should have snapped like,
Orange, what?
see?
Yeah, he's fine.
she's like, anyway, thank you all for coming.
Yeah, of course.
With two bands here local, it seemed like we probably needed to, to talk. We would hate for there to be any misunderstandings that led to, might lead to unnecessary conflict. I think
Would you
it's
mind
safe to
talking
say.
to Kim then?
What did Kim do?
Attacked my grandfather and then tried to goad me into a fight.
What, like random? Wait, he randomly assaulted your grandfather?
Challenged my grandfather to a spar using his divine might against a mortal.
Yeah, I think that's, considering who trained him, that's probably an assumed dominant sort of thing.
Yeah, I very
I'll
politely
talk to him
asked
about it.
him not to insult my grandfather again, and then he just about started to try to goad me into a fight, if not for the presence of a deity in the area.
He said he had met you at the shrine.
Yes.
I'll have a talk to him.
I did mention potentially us working together to deal with this, and he was very dismissive of that.
He's confident in his own abilities.
That's putting it lightly.
Let's keep all stones in hand, folks.
Yeah.
What assistance can we offer? What do you know? Then we can exchange what we know, which admittedly probably isn't much.
All right, I've put together, and well, your interview kind of confirmed it. The elemental creatures that were being implanted in the alpha dogs.
That was their first attempt.
It was. Their second attempt seems to be these fishermen.
Yeah.
So the necklace wasn't the catalyst.
We still do have that.
Yes, we do.
What necklace are you talking about?
There was a necklace that Dornan was wearing, which we relieved him of upon his defeat.
Did anything happen when it was removed? Is that when they all?
Yes.
Sacks of skin.
I
Actually,
wonder
hold on. Connor will pull out another phone and he'll actually text James Dornan.
Where are you?
He's like, "Hey, are you still alive?"
Are you still alive? Asking
Yes.
for a friend.
Oh, just asking for a friend. The people that tried to use you are apparently trying again.
How you feeling? Warm? Sizzling?
Actually, yeah. He was like,
You
"So how
feel
you
like
feeling?
fajita?
Like running a fever, maybe?"
No, I have not used. He's like, no, I'm fine. I haven't used my abilities.
Well,
That was the caveat.
do avoid it, because apparently they're active again. try not to draw a beacon to yourself.
Noted.
And then he'll close the phone. I was like, well, James is fine.
I imagine the necklace. Perhaps the necklace was something to keep it in check.
It was.
I assume they were just using that to incubate the elementals and then have the elementals as the minions, but maybe they were just wanting to give people powers. Bootstrap
was a
mortals
bit of
up a
a-
level.
It was a bit of a mishmash of various iconography and various. It read like a tourist trap of iconography, honestly.
She nods her head. It's mortals trying to dabble with stuff that they really have no business dabbling with.
Would it be mortals getting something from someone being intentionally vague? Sure, put the necklace on. What's the worst that could happen?
I think we found out what the worst that could happen is.
Yeah.
I'm sure they're not. I'm sure they didn't explain everything to Dorrance, and they certainly didn't explain anything to the people they were turning into fish.
No,
He did
they were.
mention it was somebody who he made a bargain with.
Didn't know his name.
Hmm.
Knew him back during his college years, correct?
hmm
Uh,
Said that that amulet was sort of like the anchor that let them control their power.
well, but honestly, that sounds about right. If I had the amulet to examine, I might be able to tell you more.
I have photos of it. She would.
She's like, that probably wouldn't be good enough.
Is it like a read the magic in the thing type
Yes.
situation?
Well, but
Okay.
no, yeah, that's something I can do as well as having it on hand to do more thorough research with.
Just stacking up forbidden relics, it's fine.
No. Sasha's gonna.
I keep them in a vault in my basement, big wooden doors.
Unfortunately, I have a trusted confidant that has, for many years, done research with relics. I'm letting them give it once over. I don't have it on hand.
No, I understand. And you barely know me. You might not want to hand over something potentially dangerous.
No offense, but
But yes, from what we saw at the warehouse when we rescued those people, it seems to be a band of like mortal sorcerers, wizards, whatever you want to call them.
any particular like deity alignment or
I don't believe so. I believe they kind of specifically avoid that sort of entanglement. I wouldn't call them atheists. They certainly believe.
just not in
Would it be
heavenly way?
would it be like an elemental, like a titan or something, instead of a god?
They're the same thing.
But they present themselves as something else.
It's a political distinction. Don't
I
get
understand.
too caught up in the titles.
Okay.
They can
After
get a
all,
bit-
depending on which story you're reading, he points at Connor. His father's as much a titan as a god, if you want to go with that distinction, depending on which story you go with. I mean, Buddha did have to put him in his place.
After the rest of the pantheon pissed him off, but yeah.
The semantics of our parents can be discussed another time.
So we don't know what organization for sure. I have begun hearing rumors of a group calling itself the Circle of the Impious.
That just sounds evil.
Does Sasha recognize the impious, given her occultiness? I can roll occult intellect if you'd like.
Yeah, go ahead.
a
Is it a death or spirit? Because she does specialize in that in a cult, so she
No,
would
not
know both.
specifically.
Okay.
No, the
it's
Circle of the
only 3.
Impious. Rumors of them being an old kind of occultist group. They date back to like the Victorian era. They're not something that's ancient. Began in the north of Spain, but quickly spread to a lot of Europe. Like I said, during the Victorian age, when occultism became kind of a big thing that a lot of people were dabbling in.
Do
You
the
weren't aware of them having a presence in the U.S., but you haven't, nothing. None of the rumors you've heard of them have really been anything recent.
Okay. Do the mishmash of iconography on the necklace they recovered sound like something that they would have used?
Yes,
Okay.
they pretty much were a mishmash of everything in Europe.
Okay.
Even some of the Middle East.
And if you get a chance, could you throw the spelling of that group in somewhere?
What, the Circle of the Impious?
Yeah.
Yeah.
just to have it in writing, I guess.
Like I could phonetically do it, but there's going to be a lot of weird letters.
Yeah.
I think that's right.
Thank you. Oh,
Yeah,
like
that's it.
non-pious. Okay.
Right.
I was thinking there was an E in there somewhere.
The Empire of the Pious.
The impious, the pious empire.
No.
Cool.
Circle of the Impious. Okay. Let's...
But yeah, if you spout any of that off, Penelope kind of nods along with it. But given how long ago, she's like clearly whatever cell we're dealing with, whether it's actually the Empire or someone else, clearly they've been here in Olympus for a little while. At least since the Alpha Dog fraternity originally got shut down. What did I say it was 10 years ago? Because there was some reports of James doing, powered things when the police raided. That's what set the building on fire.
Yes.
There have been incidents of these fishmen in Spain over
Recently?
the years.
Isolated
Recently?
incidents?
Yeah, no large groups of them. It's like just individuals, get washed out to sea, and when they're found later, you've seen them.
Yeah.
Is that something that maybe, why would they go from Spain to Olympus, Nebraska?
It's a good question. Now, a lot of years between now and then.
Okay.
But the way these guys just collect whatever occult information they can, they may not have been the ones doing it back in the day, because that is quite a while back that these stories come out of Spain.
So either they're extremely old or they have notes.
Right. It may just be something they've collected, and whoever's decided they want, magically empowered minions is just shuffling through all their old stuff, finding out anything they think would work.
Who's Penelope's divine parent? Do we know?
We don't.
No, her band has not
Okay.
talked about it.
Okay. Is there anything else?
Actually, I think of all the signs in the city, Connor's is the only one that's obvious.
Might.
Yeah.
In the interview, I think y'all
We
talked
all
about
revealed.
We already
Yeah.
revealed,
all
yeah.
No, we
revealed.
did, yeah.
We're
Once,
like, bam, here's everything on the table.
I'll say once the interview airs, then yeah, but
It aired that night, right?
It'd be probably airing right now.
yeah,
while we're having this discussion.
yeah, 6 o'clock news. So yeah, it's probably on the air currently.
Okay. Penelope, if I may ask, you're a Scion, so who's your divine parent, if I may ask?
It's a very personal question.
If you put on the news right now, you'll hear all of us spout ours.
And you didn't think that was a little, I don't want to use the word foolish. Foolhardy.
It's a little obvious for some of us.
You reveal that kind
Everybody
of
loves a
information,
car.
though, and it gives people an idea of what you might be able to do.
That's why you surprise them.
I mean, admittedly, assuming we all live long enough and develop enough, it'll start becoming obvious. But
Yeah, and then you surprise them with something that you didn't expect.
that's true. We can't all go our own directions.
Clarice has
Having
had
nothing
the
to
audio
hide to
recording
begin
the whole
with.
time.
Get out of my head, dude. No, ask Jason. Ask Jason.
She slipped me a note at the beginning of session. Anytime we talk to these other Scions, I'm going to have my stuff recording.
That's hilarious. Has had a thing going this entire time.
In the same vein, but also not in the same vein, might I ask, do you know if the bodies of the cultists are whole? Or at least
one of them
know where their
was.
bodies might be?
Well, the police have the remains.
Of course.
One of them was in more or less one piece, and one of them was, well, definitely not in one piece.
What about that one?
One of
Something
my
unfortunate, probably.
compatriots likes bladed weapons.
Huh.
Sasha turns and just looks like, don't.
Softly, don't.
Don't. My various gifts allow me to perhaps extract some information in the gentleman or lady's current situation.
You can like pull information out of the dead. Ew.
Not pull
Actually
it, I
kinda
could,
neat.
to a point. But given that, we might be able to get more information should they be inclined to share.
Well, with the reputation your band has built up, I'm sure the police will let you see the bodies.
It would definitely be worth. It would be an avenue to consider.
Let's see. Well, I hate to cut this short, but I think let's see. How'd she go? Hate to cut this short, but it looks like the bait has worked. We're the bait, by the way.
I
And
beg
she
your
sort of
pardon.
gestures behind you, and you see people walking up.
People, as in,
Non-fishy fish?
No, they are not fishy fish.
are they the band? Are they like Chad in the band?
No. Oh, no. Most of them are dressed kind of normal. Some of them are in hoodies. They've all got stuff where they could kind of, cover up if they needed to.
Tell me what's going on.
We needed to lure some of those sorcerers out. She stands up and kind of stretches.
Oh, why don't you say so? Turns the GoPro on. Let's go.
Might I advise in the future that clarity at the beginning of a plan is very helpful.
I'm
should
sorry, I
inform
got
Chad of
distracted.
that as
Once y'all walked
well.
in, we started talking. I got distracted.
I wish there was an insight check in Scion so bad.
Me and my band met at the Rubicon
mean-
last night and discussed the fact that I would be meeting you here. We figured a group like this would obviously have people there keeping tabs on the supernatural community. Don't worry, the rest of my band is here in hiding.
Fantastic.
She pulls her phone out. Reaches into her little jacket or into her hoodie, or I guess it'd be in the big
pockets
pocket.
are like by the belly, yeah.
Oh shoot! Her dress has pockets.
No, the hoodie does.
The hoodie does.
Okay.
So she pulled that phone out. If you guys haven't already seen them, they're clearly coming. She doesn't dial anything. Clearly, she already had the phone going when he was sitting in there.
Just turn the GoPro on.
We're just all spying on each other.
We're all demigods, and every demigod thinks. No, but none of the other demigods think about bugging somebody.
No.
So they all show
Clearly.
up wearing wires.
So yeah, that on.
All right,
and
what
then
I miss?
Sorcerer's on the way.
Oh, cool.
Time to
Yeah.
fight.
Penelope called you here as bait. I mean, she's bait too.
We got information out of it at least.
Her band specifically went to the Rubicon the night before and talked about meeting you here. Penelope meeting you here by herself because they figured, if whether this is the
Info
Empire side, whoever
baited.
these guys are, they'd have somebody at the Rubicon.
None of them
keep
told me
tabs.
shit.
Mm-hmm.
So now you
I got played like a fucking fiddle.
It's okay. Y'all are rookies.
Anyway,
So anyway, yes, you've got 10 to a dozen. You don't really take time to count them out, but people are approaching you.
I don't think my third short-term deed is going to get accomplished.
What is that?
Not getting hurt in combat.
mine will.
Let's say so Connor, having listening to this, was there like a group of people that showed up all at once?
Because he did have
Vigil
The
with
vigil.
Folk Connor.
Well, the trick is the park is relatively populated. There's a lot of
Well,
joggers
yeah.
out.
Mhm.
it kind of started trickling our way.
It's like a flash mob situation.
It's just kind of all at once. All the random people kind of turned that direction and started walking.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just like a flash mob.
So yeah,
Except-
Faux Connor probably notices it about like Penelope noticed it, and then Penelope
Mhm.
immediately started telling y'all.
Yeah, so I mean, because I was gone because family aggro, Connor would probably pipe up at the same time Penelope does, like, oh, they're coming.
Oh, great.
Penelope, since you happen to be a bit more on the know about this, do we need to not kill these people? Are they innocents?
She's like, none of them look like fish people, so I'm going to assume that they're all,
On the take.
we'll use the term cultist. They might just be hired thugs. Take as
I'll
many
beat
of
up
them.
a
I
hired
would
thug,
suggest
it's
take as
fine.
many of them as live as possible. I definitely want somebody to question.
Yes, disable versus
Kneecaps. Okay.
kneecaps.
Clearly, if things start going badly for us, whatever means necessary.
Understood.
2 bands here. What's the worst I can?
And as they're approaching, wherever I don't know where Faux Connor. Oh yeah, Faux Connor was probably across
On
the
the
street
roof.
on the rooftop. Yeah.
Yeah.
You see one of the trees in the park suddenly kind of sway, and Kim launches himself out of it, and lands close to the party and kind of takes up a position next to Penelope.
Crouching
Okay, that's-
tiger,
Okay,
hidden
that's
kill.
cool.
Chad comes from some distance off. He's like, kind of, yeah. He's sprinting. He's not sprinting like Connor can sprint,
hmm
Mm-hmm.
He's booking it.
but
He's got a lot of
he is
mass.
booking it. Not quite Usain Bolt booking it, but he's
He's quick.
well, he's just very athletic.
Right.
It's the best way to attract the ladies.
Is Dixie showing up too?
She would, but where would she have been stationed?
The car's just like across the street with the sniper rifle out.
She's
I
on the
think
roof next to Faux Connor, like so.
Hey, I was going to sneak up and yank your tail, but you didn't have one.
What is the pointing?
No, she was in a parking lot across the street from the park. So she gets out of her car. She's distinctive enough with the red hair that Faux Connor picks her up. Oh, there she is. As she get, she gets. There's a car. The trunk pops. She gets out, walks around, and comes out with like a battle axe.
I was about to say, I
love
think
her
she
already.
was the one that likes the blades.
I think we found it.
She doesn't seem to be in a especially big hurry. She kind of power walks up to the road, looks both ways, trots across.
Hey, how you doing?
I'll say the doppelganger is going to stay on the roof and just keep an eye out. He'll actually pull out his phone and will sort of zoom in, and he'll just sort of be just watching the fight
Recording.
and recording it. Yeah.
Hilarious will appreciate this.
I have my own going.
So,
Yeah, but distance shot.
Yeah,
Look.
it gives you a view that you can't even see.
Multiple camera
drone.
angles.
look,
Yeah.
to be 100% fair, when you painted the scene of her just like walking and Faux Connor gets out his phone, I'm imagining Faux Connor's just like, yes, this will be good for a personal collection.
That's creepy. I hate that.
That's creepy as
Nah.
See,
fuck, baby.
Everyone disliked that.
I'm kidding.
I'm picturing Talaria as giving Connor lessons on how to use like a good camera that he always has to carry around with him. So when he duplicates, the duplicates have it. Anytime a fight starts, he spawns the duplicates, and then they just back up and start filming it from different angles.
You have a nice Samsung phone with a good APK.
Actually, he does. But
There you go.
He's still filming though in portrait versus landscape.
Yeah.
nice filming in landscape. I specifically did this when I described it.
Still somehow
Just doing it to annoy Hilarious.
Yeah.
No, he's gonna annoy Talarius. He'd just pull out an iPad and film with that.
Just holds up like an old Kindle.
I hate that. I,
Okay.
a photographer, hate that.
The first
You're
iPhone.
welcome. Oh. It's actually one of those flip phone razors. Okay, yeah, back to this.
All right.
We're good at tangents, aren't we?
The Tuesday tangents.
Yeah.
All right. So folks are approaching you. One of them pulls a link the chain out of his hoodie. Now wraps it around his hand. One guy's hanging further back and is like pulling out rifle pieces and putting together.
Enforcing the boundary is up.
Let's see.
That covers herself and allies. So, as much as it pains her, it will cover the other band as well.
For now.
For now, she considers them allies.
Well, they are in this situation.
Yes. I'll roll for that, but it's a knack, so.
Let's see here.
I'd also like to state that Connor will not be utilizing the lethal or aggravated tags when he's fighting with the staff in this
Okay.
fight.
You're just trying to knock folks out. That's
Yeah.
good.
Because I realize being master weapons, I can turn those on and off as necessary. So.
And Jaden's gonna do a thing.
It works.
Let's say it also means that to the rest of the band, his Ryojingo Bong just looks like a black iron staff. Doesn't look like it has any of its other powers.
Okay, so somebody just rolled a bunch of dice. Who rolled?
That was from me just doing a knack roll. It just
Okay.
means that the enforce the boundary goes off. It had at least one success.
Had 3 10s.
Yeah, I feel robbed.
Oh, that's right, because this one doesn't do anything extra with extra successes. You just have to succeed
Yeah.
to get it to go.
I mean, I might see if I can add that on with like some XP later, but that's something for later.
Yeah.
Jaden's gonna imbue a legend and use Call of the Wild and put it on Connor.
That dude.
Fuck.
So with Call of the Wild,
Does he get a sled dogs?
+2 enhancements on athletics, close combat, integrity, and survival rolls.
Downside
Aubrey
is he
set her
also
goals.
goes feral.
Becomes
Yep.
monkey.
He
Yeah.
returns to monkey.
Reject humanity.
Somebody get a circlet on that boy.
Yeah, because Rappy and I talked about that one before. If she uses that, part of the power is he goes feral because of the side effects of the boon.
Oh shit! I gotta remember bees.
Yes, you do.
Not the
Mhm.
beaks.
So
So
So return to monkey.
no, yeah, he stiffens a little bit, and then like you see fangs sort of peek out of his mouth, and he suddenly has a very dark brown tail that is sort
I
of
was gonna say,
thrashing
did
angrily.
he grew a tail? Thank God.
He did, and
He's
it is
gone Saiyan.
it's thrashing fairly angrily.
Oh, he's gone full Saiyan. You should never go full Saiyan.
I mean,
All right.
only guys start worrying if his hair goes blonde.
It's spiky.
It already is spiky, but that's beside the point.
Oh God.
All right, let me give. Let's see.
Do you want us to start rolling for?
Yeah, go ahead and roll for
Sure.
initiatives.
All right.
It is close combat dex, right? Or is it just combat?
Yeah, it's whatever
It's-
combat skill.
I think it's
Generally
your
your highest.
combat skill and res-
Uh,
resolve or something like that.
Follow-up question to that. Considering most of Sasha's stuff is, could she use a cult as her initiative? Or does it have to be actual combat, like firearms or close combat?
I think it's gotta be combat. Let me double check.
No, I'm gonna just do combat because just do it, and it's something we can
Okay.
check.
Jason,
Oops, I did not roll enough dice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Hey guy, have a moment.
since this is a close combat roll, do I get enhancement on this?
I think we rolled that as long as the way we did it last time is as long as you're using your specialty, it is. As long as you're using your specialty in combat.
How many tens
'Cause-
did you get? I'm scared.
I'm scared of you too. Jesus.
Because if that bonus Rappy gave me functions, that would put me at initiative of 9.
I don't believe the enhancement she slapped on you would affect initiative.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
All right, so players.
I'm at 2 because I am going to be fisticuffing.
All right, so
I'm at 0 because that's about how Sasha's rolling.
now you did get 3 10s in that roll. Did you re-roll your 3 10s?
It does it by itself.
It does it automatically.
Oh, that's right. That's right, because that's an actual roll,
yeah,
not the one Sarah did earlier.
Yeah.
That was manual.
13 dice got rolled in there.
yeah.
All right, so you got a 7. There's a 7. There's a 1. There's a 1.
Solaris
There's
is
a
at 2.
0.
And there's a 4.
Oh, right.
So 4, 7, 4, 2,
1.
1, 0.
All right, so that's
Got a good spread.
players, baddies,
In betweenies.
other band. All right. Baddie's got a 3. Let's see. And the other band. Well, that's not impressive on their part. All right. So our highest initiative is a 7. followed by a 4, then a 3, then 2, 2 1s, and a 0. The 7 is a player. The 4 is a player. The 3 is a baddie. 2 is the other band. And then the 1, the 1, the 1, the 0 are all players.
Hilarious is one of those twos.
I've got to start rolling the initiative for large
Pre-roll.
number of combatants like ahead of time.
Mhm.
So I don't have to have them all go either on one initiative or sit here and roll 10 times and count initiatives.
Yeah.
So far with this game, the initiative's the only thing that seems to be just super slow. I feel like they could have done something.
It's a little
Yeah.
crunchy.
Yeah, I feel like they could have done
Yeah.
something a little more streamlined on that.
I mean, you could even, if you want to, just if they have like an average number of a stat, you could maybe roll like d4s for them, like so many d4s or d6, and just throw them in that way.
Yeah, maybe so. I might also look online and see how other folks have done it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Poll
All right, but
the
the top of the
audience.
order is a 7, which is a player. So who wants to go?
Connor's gone feral mode. He sees somebody with a gun.
Beating their ass.
Thankfully, he turned off the lethal component of his stick.
Unfortunately,
And
you're
the
still going to get
aggravated
launched.
Yeah.
Gravity's
So-
still a cruel bitch.
Yeah.
As is, momentum and, density.
Uh-huh.
Physics.
Yeah.
It's not
Physics
the
is just not
impact
your
it gives
friend.
you. It's physics.
So that is 9 successes.
Ouchie.
Yeah.
Okay, we don't have to worry about rifle guy.
All right. Oh no, Rifle Guy's defense is a 3, so that's really only 6 successes.
Only
3
6.
damage.
If he did all damage, yes.
Yeah, no, 3 damage. That's what's happening.
I'm about to be like, you only need 4 successes for a
Remember,
critical.
I need 3.
No, he's got the.
He's
buff.
got the
He's got a
specialty.
thing that cuts it down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So he just needs 3, and it's just whack.
So you take off in a blur.
Mm-hmm.
All y'all hear is, "Ah!" He's gone. The guy with the chain and a pipe and another one with a pipe, they tense up. He just runs right between them. He is beeline after the guy with the gun.
Yep.
Think that later.
Swings up with the staff. The guy has just finished putting this little rifle thing together. Snaps it in half, catches the guy, and just knocks him up into the air, and then comes around, hits him again, and drives him into the dirt.
Never had a chance.
You don't so much as hear it. Oof. It's just the sound of him slapping the earth, and he's just laying there in a cloud of dust.
Connor, he sort of suddenly whirls around at the others. His eyes have gone yellow. It's almost like a feral slit, and he's snarling.
Oh no.
This is great.
No,
You're-
this is not.
You hear Kim. Oh, how uncouth. No
I'll
self-control.
show you uncouth.
Outside of Connor's control, unfortunately.
All right. At a number 4, another player gets to go. Which one do y'all wants to go?
Jaden will go. Why
There
not?
you go. There you go.
She's gonna take a pop shot at the 2 that are distracted, kind of.
That have tensed up by sudden.
Yeah,
monkey.
the one with the chain in his hands. Okay, 3, 5 successes.
Okay.
Specialty plus using gun as gun.
Yep.
All right, so that's their defense is a 3, so that's definitely 2 successes,
Okay, so there goes
which is enough to
one.
do damage.
Mm. And then I need 4 for a critical. But that's fine.
Yeah, you need 4 for a critical.
Pin them.
The creative use of pinning. I like it.
All right. So that basically gives them a 2 complication on their next attack.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think of how the term pinning would work with a
It's just,
pistol.
a hail of gunfire.
Suppressing gunfire.
That's
yeah.
right. We had discussed this before and came up with the idea
Yeah.
that it was suppressing.
I'll say that, or if she's using her bow, then can
Nope, because
Yeah, she gave it to
Robert is
Robert.
still has to work on it.
Because she had given it to him just before the attack. I haven't had any downtime, for actually working on anything.
Also, his
And
tools are all kind of fucked up.
yes.
And if I did have my bow, it'd deal electric damage and I'd stun them. So gotta wait.
Oh, also, Jason, I would like to say also on my turn, I'll have my doppelganger. We'll pull out his second phone, and he'll call 911.
Oh God!
Hello, 911. I'd like to report a murder. It hasn't happened yet, but
Give it time.
Oh no, he'll be like talking to him, and then he'll just sort of hold the phone out. At which point, Jaden,
I'm reporting
How
gunfire. Hold
does
on.
Call of the Wild affect the foe Connors? If
That's
they've all-
right, because you get a -2 using technology.
Each one is its own entity.
Okay.
So they're individuals that share memory, basically.
They're individuals that share memory and know what's happening to the others.
Okay.
So what is their current opinion on the main one getting monkeyed up?
So the
let's
main
see.
one is Call of the Wilded.
Yeah.
And he has complications to a lot of stuff right now, and he's basically gone feral.
They try to tap into his head, and all they hear is the Tarzan yell. That's not right.
basically. But both the doppelgangers are like, well, shit.
Explain this to Grandpa.
But yeah, the one on the roof will call the police, and he'll say, "Hey, we're kind of fighting the guys that started the whole fish thing."
Oh yeah,
this?
prove it.
This is Connor.
Oh, where are you at?
He'll rattle off the park.
Waterfront Park.
Yeah. Current consensus is we're going to be doing everything non-lethal, knocking out to the best of our ability, unless we have no other choice. Yeah.
Because Jade's like, we don't need them all alive.
You can kneecap them with a bullet.
That's what I just said.
I think she might be going for crippling.
Either literally or,
So a bullet to the spine is still going to disable somebody.
But
one
anyway.
way or the other.
We will have units on their way. We'll run out some ambulances as well.
Probably for the best.
All right, so Jaden has shot one in the knee. He screams and goes down and seems to pass out. These guys aren't necessarily super durable.
Sorcerers.
They're just sorcerers, not sorcerer supreme.
Sorcerer Grande.
I hate that.
Sorcerer Crunchwrap.
I hate all of them.
Sorcerer Dorito Shell.
That's fine.
Sorcerer Chalupa?
Sorcerer Quesadilla.
And tangent. Oh.
Yeah.
Sorry, Decker, that went much further than I meant for it to.
It's
All right.
us. What'd you expect?
Next up are the baddies. When gunfire starts, 2 of the baddies draw pistols. One guy screams, "We want him alive," and the 2 guys that drew pistols are basically like, "Screw that."
We don't need all of them, right?
Things escalated far beyond what they were ready to accept. And they both unload on Jaden because she's the one that pulled the pistol.
Yep.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
enforcing the boundary.
They don't know that.
Right.
I mean, yeah, they don't know that, but yeah, that automatically blocks firearms.
So I don't get to bother rolling.
Yeah.
I put the information in the chat or the Roll20 chat.
Let's see.
Oh shoot! I get to use my legend. It adds my legend and enhancement to any rolls I make. Oh, to resist. Never mind.
Resist the rush
Rush
action.
action.
So
Damn!
if somebody charges through that barrier to you,
Yeah.
You'd be like,
so yeah, they start
"Nope."
shooting, and the bullets just they hit where that barrier is, and it's like all the momentum is just killed. They just stop and drop,
Like a bit in the Matrix.
except without the hovering.
Yeah.
It's literally just.
He said without the hovering.
Well, you get that split second before gravity really grabs them.
Mhm.
Just long enough for everybody to see the bullet at that point, and then it drops. All right, so that was two of them. Let's see. One guy had already had like a length of pipe in his hand. One guy pulls out a collapsible baton and pops it. Both of them turn around and take a swing at Monkey Connor.
Okay.
Nothing
Reflexively, we'll be activating Skin Like Stone.
Bang, bang.
So they have to bypass soft armor 4 to do damage to me.
I'm sure that's technically possible.
Technically,
the
yeah.
That's a
dice
lot
are
of
in your
that's a lot of 10s they have to roll.
I'll also be
Alright.
making a stamina roll to defend.
7, 8. First one.
Okay. So just one defense.
He only rolled one success,
Mm-hmm.
so that's not going to do him no good. Second one. Roll 2 10s, so that's 2 successes.
Okay, let me.
And still just 2 successes.
Defense is now 4 against that attack.
So it doesn't even come to see. You get the soft armor, that adds to.
Soft armor increases the difficulty to being injured.
Okay. That won't come
Now-
into play because you rolled enough defense to not take the
Right, yeah.
So even feral, you avoid the blows rather than
Mhm.
bounce them off your armored now armored skin.
Yep.
All right. Shooter, basher. Mark what these guys are doing. 2 of them rush Penelope just because that's the angle they're at.
Mm-hmm.
I get more footage. I make everyone look good. Gonna use
All right, he only
really
got one
weird Dragon Ball
success,
Z
so
effect.
that one fails to hit her. Let's see. The other one gets 2 successes. She rolls her defense. Sweet Lord. Yeah. So she's ducking and weaving. And the last guy takes a swing at. Let's see. He's coming from the other side. So he's running up on Robert.
I was about to say, if it's at Kim and he gets hit, so help me.
Feral monkey cheering for no reason.
Or just laughing.
One of the other monkeys laughs.
Alright, so we got 2 on Robert.
Okay. As far as I know, I just have the one, if I'm not mistaken.
Your defense is a 1, but you can roll one of your resistance stats to
To
try to
up it.
raise your defense.
Okay. Let's see what that be. Probably dexterity.
Resilience.
Yes, the
That's very
resilience is the
resilient,
bottom
yeah.
row.
It's like resolve, stamina, or composure. It's probably stamina.
Okay.
Though I am of the opinion dexterity should work for that. I keep meaning to
Yeah.
research that. And
I mean, if you want to make it a house rule, you are the story guide.
Hey, at least I got a 1.
I mean, if we're using dexterity for defense, that'll make my defense rolls really good.
Let's not do anything hasty. Okay.
I'm about to say, just so you know, my dexterity is much higher than my stamina.
All right. So Robert got 1 success. That bumps his defense up to 2. They rolled a 2. You only have to tie on defenses.
Woo!
So he does damage. Well, no, he only has to tie to hit you.
Oh,
But that doesn't give him any extra points to play with anything hinky. So you take a bruise.
clunk.
He just seems relieved that somebody is acting like normal, when they get hit. Oh, thank
thank
goodness
God.
it actually did something.
Audible sigh of relief.
Then it is the other band's turn.
Let's see, it works now, and then Robert just pulls out a fucking magnum. Goosh!
You thought.
All right. Kim turns to one of the guys that is harassing Penelope. He moves very quickly. He's just in front of the guy. One arm is tucked behind his back,
Oh,
and he's
boy.
just holding his hand up, like a blade. Kind of pokes the guy in the chest, and then collapses it into a fist and hits him. The guy goes flying back.
Fucking 1-inch punch.
One punch.
Was halfway expecting an exploding heart technique.
No, not for these jumps. It's just guy drops his weapon and flies back, a few feet, or a yard or so, hits the ground. Combat is all about control. And he looks disdainfully over at, Rabid Monkey Boy, who's probably shaking his staff over his head like a sand person. Then it's Penelope's go. Ah, crap.
Is that a floor dice? Oh crap!
Well, my little wooden board here, I set it on top of my paper waste basket, so it went off the board into the garbage can.
Ugh. Almost floor dice.
Oh. All right. So Penelope got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 successes.
Oh, jeez.
I hate her already.
Yeah, but I get to see what she does.
As he
Okay,
starts pulling her hand back, she literally, or as the guy who took a swing at her is pulling his hand back, her hand just kind of snakes out and grabs his wrist. And then she reaches up and grabs him by the shoulder and just kind of forces him on the ground and pins that arm behind his back. And just sort of puts her knees in his back. It's not... Well, Connor's too feral to really be paying attention. It's not that it's a specific, she knows Kung Fu or something. It's more like she was probably very good at some kind of self-defense class.
I took a self-defense class at the Y once. It's fine.
Yeah, it's like joint locks and whatnot.
Yeah. Like
And she
Krav Maga
moved very
class.
quickly, And he doesn't seem to be having any luck, trying to, just muscle his way out of it. She handled him about like a person picking up a toddler. Let's see. Chad arrives this turn but can't take an action yet. And Dixie also arrives. She has a big smile on her face. She hoists the axe up. The head of the axe bursts into flames.
That's
And
pretty
Penelope
cool.
yells, "Take him alive!" And Dixie sighs and the flame goes out. Then it is the players on a 1.
Hilarious is gonna go roll up on the. There's. I understood it as there was 3 towards Penelope, or is there only 2?
There were 2 on Penelope. She's
They're
got 1
both-
pinned, and Kim just knocked 1 out.
Yeah, they're both taken care of. It's fine. I did get footage of that though. I'm like looking kind of all over the place. Then Hilarious will like reach towards Robert and just like clock the one accosting him.
Okay.
Oh. I'm actually I'm still using. Plus combat. 2 successes.
Okay. Guy's defense is a 3.
I ain't doing shit.
He just kind of rocks his head back.
It didn't go as I thought, but I'll keep him busy. Alright. That's what I can do.
All right. There's another player on 1.
Robert, you
guess-
want to go?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and go. Robert kind of smiled at Hilarious, like, "Well, I greatly appreciate it. Well, I guess it's
Done.
my turn." He'll pull out the Magnum. However, when he pulls out the Magnum, he'll see that he actually has it reversed to where the barrel is facing here and the butt of the gun is in his hand. It's like, right, alive. Well, this will be fun. And he rears back to clock him.
Pistol whip.
Fortunately, the AC are naturally have close combat.
And also, bonus, because I remember I had the same thing Connor does, I added the melee tag to get a bonus.
Yes, you did.
Haha! See, I'm actually learning the game for once.
I'm so proud of you.
Glad somebody is. Let's see. So that, what would we
Bonk
say
him in the
that?
head.
What do you want the physical to be? Might or dex, sir? For the attribute.
Let's go with Dix
Dex, you got it.
in close combat.
And yeet.
Oh.
Damn.
So sorry.
Hey,
Momentum.
got a momentum.
I mean, we get momentum. How much
Oh,
momentum
yeah,
we
yeah.
have
Oh.
now?
We're
I
at
didn't have
8
any-
right now.
I didn't have any spare momentum sitting out. Usually have a little pile of momentum and tension for just such an occasion. All right, y'all get a momentum.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Robert's gonna be rather disappointed in himself, trying to come at it with a swing, completely whiff.
All right, that leaves Sasha, I believe.
Yeah. Question.
Mm-hmm.
If she used smoochums to do an attack, could she use the Flatlander feat, where she poofs somebody for a turn?
Can you put that in the chat? Let's see exactly how it's worded. All right.
I mean, does smoochum count as a ranged attack?
When you make a close combat thrown or ranged attack,
I mean, if I yeet him.
I mean, would he count as close combat though?
Yeah.
he would be making a close combat,
It would be
but it would be Smoochums making it.
yeah.
I don't think that would work for this.
Okay. I just wanted to double check. But still, because she just has a gun and she's not feeling comfortable using that. Bees would be a bit overkill. and she doesn't want to show that off quite to the group.
I was about to go, you guys have seen it though. Oh, that's not the group she's talking about.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
the other guys. She will just direct Smoochums to kind of go tackle someone, and she'll make it very clear that it is tackle, not noms.
Right, tackle,
Yes, yes.
tackle.
Sad.
Ah!
Sad.
Did she say roll? Yeah, roll. He's alive. His arm just came off. That's all.
He's got. He's fine.
It's Batman logic.
That would be. What do you want me to roll? Biting or grappling? Probably grappling.
Grappling. Biting is for just flat out trying to do damage.
Nom. Let me re-roll the 10.
So that's 5 successes.
Yep.
Yeah, it is.
1, 2, 3. Yep, 5 successes.
So
She's
damage
gonna
plus
send.
The defense is 3. That's
She's
2
gonna
extra
send him
later.
after one of the ones on Connor, and let me pull up the combat stunts. Probably pin if I have enough.
It's variable, isn't it?
2 successes for pin.
Okay.
Yeah, it's variable for
Like
range
breaking out of
attacks.
it. Oh, yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So
yeah, she's gonna pin.
Smoochums takes off with that, that surprising land speed hippopotamuses have.
Mm-hmm.
So not as fast as Connor, but
35 miles an hour.
Faster than you expect for a chonk.
Oh Lord, he coming.
He starts his alligator vibrating, just as he gets to the guy. So the guy turns around and just sees this thing leaping at him. And clearly he's concerned about trying to catch the mouth, so he's hardly even trying to get out of the way. So Smoochum just kind of lands on him, just slams him down to the ground, and is there? Have you posted?
I think it's getting some track.
I can't tell what it is.
It's a cat.
The really big cat.
It's really a fat cat. I was
The
literally
fat
sitting there
cat.
going, "Is that a baby hippo?" But so yeah, Smoochum slams down on him. He's got to push it up at Smoochum's jaw, which isn't helping him shift the weight off at all. All right, top of the order, players.
Well. Yeah, Connor's still gonna go.
Yeah.
Why
That
not?
makes sense. Connor's the one hopped up on monkey juice.
He is. He's gonna hit the one that's not been pinned by Hippo.
Okay.
Eight successes.
Defense is 3.
Clunk clunk.
So it leaves me with 5. So 2 hits, and then what direction is members of the other band in relation to this guy?
Oh boy.
You're gonna
Golf
talk
club.
to him at him.
So you're like knocking him. Let's see, from where y'all are at. Like if you're here, the band,
Aiming for Kim.
Kim, Penelope, and most of the rest of your band are kind of down here. Chad's coming over from this side. And Dixie's kind of coming from behind the bad guys.
You know what? Dixie seemed disappointed. He's gonna hit this guy in Dixie's direction.
All right.
using the last two to knockback, which gives me 10 meters.
30 feet, yeah.
Kind of field goal over us.
So you're knocking back in Dixie's direction.
Basically.
All right. Let's see. All right, so he goes arching back in that direction. She sees him coming. You see her kind of brace up, and she catches him out of the air. And then when she sees he's already unconscious, she's like, just tosses him to the side.
Like goes limp like a fish.
How many are left?
Oh, let's see. There's the. Let's see. Y'all dropped 2.
One is hippo pinned.
Let's see. Connor dropped 1 the first round.
I dropped 1 the first round.
You dropped 1 the first round. I think there
Him
were
and
2
Penelope both
shooters.
have one pinned.
Oh, right. I had not
And-
marked off the Penelope one.
And Kim knocked 1 out.
Yeah.
So it looks like there are.
And then
Four
second
Smoochums is on
round.
top of one.
Oh, right. The Smoochums ones.
Yeah. And then second round, Connor knocked 1 out.
All right. So there are 3 left currently.
Okay.
So the Connor went. So another player.
You can go, Talarius.
Okay. I'm intending to faint this time. To give Robert, the wronged party, an opportunity to shine.
Look
Alright,
good
so
on
you're-
video.
Go
You're acting
around
as
and
distraction?
yeah. What I want to roll up. Manipulation subterfuge.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Yes, that'd be fine.
Okay.
But that's what we used before.
One success. So just kind of like go around like this and try to like do a really bad Dempsey roll.
But you that's 1 success, so that gives him a one enhancement.
I believe so.
All right. And it's the
That's,
baddies go.
Yeah.
Okay. The guy under Smoochums is going to try to escape.
Cool. Cool.
I think is opposed.
Things like a post grapple.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Oh, he got no successes.
I'll roll just to make sure.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's 2 10s, and yeah, you don't even have to bother re-rolling those.
But I wanna. Okay, they didn't.
All right, and then the 3 that are left. Oh yeah, right. One. He got 1 success, and Penelope got more than that. All right, so the 3's still standing. 1 just turns tail and runs. This has not gone according to plan. He literally drops the weapon and just runs off for a little wooded area. The one on Robert takes another swing at him. Gets 2 successes. So Robert will take a
Alrighty.
defensive roll.
Gotta roll at least 2, but dude.
Here's a hoping.
Woo!
You get out of the way.
That was max successes I could actually achieve.
Let's see. And the last guy.
It's sad when you get excited for that kind of roll.
Uh
I think the
huh.
last
Yeah,
guy's
I
also
feel
going to
that.
run away. So you've got 2 runners, and everybody else is. Well, you got 2 runners and the guy on Robert. Everybody else is pretty well taken care of. Next up is the other band. That last guy that takes off is basically heading off in the direction Chad's coming from.
Shoulder check him.
And you see Chad just lower his shoulder and go at him, football style.
Whoosh. Yep.
And well, let me roll for the other guy. Oh no, the other guy's got his baseline defense. So yeah, Chad kind of flubbed. So in football style, the guy kind of puts one hand on Chad's shoulder and just kind of rolls around him and keeps going.
I make sure to get that on tape.
Chad takes 1 second, just kind of on the ground, and then he gets up and he's back after the guy. The guy running for the wooded area, Penelope's just tracking him. And then just by the time he gets to the tree line, she holds the hand that's got that ring up, and this sort of inky darkness surrounds him. And then you hear a loud thump. Sounds like he ran into something.
All right.
Then it is the 3 last players go. Because y'all got 2 1s and a 0 to go on.
Hey, piss on it. I'll give it a shot and try to bap him again with the butt of the gun.
You've got an
No.
enhancement 1.
Let's
At
see.
least 1 enhancement.
I feel the same way, puppers. I feel the same way. Let's see if I can actually do something.
Hey.
I believe you do something.
Probably what? Plus
That's-
1, 2 because of melee, and then whatever.
Yeah, that's 5 successes.
Sweet.
Clunk.
So yeah, you ducked out of his way, and then you come around, with that gut up,
It's like
Just-
kind of duck underneath as Robert goes clunk.
just that steel to the side of his head. Whack. And you just watch his eyes roll up as, all the lights in his house go out.
Roberts kind of smiles. Well, that went better than I thought.
Alright, so he ran and hit a tree. He's still running. And Robert knocked
Hey,
him out.
you ran so far away.
Just to
So-
get-
1 still running.
Yes, Chad has already gotten up and is after him, is hawking him down. But
But
Go
why are you
Spruce.
running?
I actually was about to have Spruce go and chase the
Fetch.
grapple. Basically.
Fetch.
Fetch. Yes.
Spoochums, he has a hamburger. Get him!
now I'm just picturing Chad walking up, unconscious guy slung over his shoulder, and Spruce just, bit into his arm, just holding it up. So this belongs to somebody.
Hate that.
Let me see. Here we are.
How many of y'all? It was an old. I forget. I think Sci-Fi ran it. Like Stan Lee's "Who Wants to Be a Superhero" little
Yep.
reality game show thing.
I remember that.
Well, you had the one where they put on the pads and had to get through the guard dogs trying to stop them. And the guy with the whole, I think he was a firefighter for real, and had kind of the Greco-Roman motif. That he literally just walked in, put his arms forward, let the dogs clamp on him, and then he just picked him up and carried him where he needed to go.
I mean, it works.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, she's just gonna send Spruce to go chase and grapple the other guy running away.
It'll be a race
So-
to get to him first. Spruce or Chad.
Well, I can roll for chasing.
What is Spruce's movement, though?
It doesn't say.
I don't think so. I
That
think
would
everybody
be
moves kind of
dex-
one area
Eh.
per action or whatever.
I just know
Nah,
primary pool. He
movement
has
is
9 dice in chasing.
movement is in the book about how to calculate that, about movement speed between characters.
Yeah, we'll let it roll. See how Spruce does.
Yeah. Yeah, it's typically either might or dexterity, whichever's higher, and athletics is the combination.
Let's see.
It kind of like chases or races with
1,
the contested rolls. Enjoy.
2. Hold on, I gotta re-roll that 10. 2.
Okay. Chad got a 1. I guess I roll the guy's desperation pool because running is not athletics is one of his things. So I guess he gets to roll more dice. But it doesn't matter how many he rolls because he doesn't get any successes. So y'all see it. Chad is about caught up with him, and just as Chad starts to reach for him, Bruce, from the side, tackles the guy. The guy's screaming. Spruce is snapping at him.
Ah.
He seems disappointed. And then Spruce kind of snaps at Chad when Chad reaches for the guy. Call him off!
She's gonna call Spruce to come. Not
He's
gonna
a
say
little
anything else
hesitant to
besides
leave.
that. No, he doesn't. She doesn't say drop him. She just says, "Come here, Spruce."
Two of the heads have a bite on his guy's arm and just dragging him back. Chad's just disgustipated. It's not his best showing.
And I got it on camera.
Penelope lets the darkness drop. And, that guy's laying there kind of stunned. He'd run face first into a tree about yay big around. She kind of nods her head, and Kim walks over and picks the guy up.
Clarice turns off the GoPro and it's like, well done.
She's like, yeah, they were. I didn't notice any of them doing anything supernatural.
No, just a bunch of thugs.
I think we just got the flunkies.
Sasha's gonna look over him and see if anyone pings that they have any kind of magical artifact.
The guy that had the rifle, and when you walk up to him, you can tell it's some kind of trank rifle he had.
Okay, she'll relieve him of that.
That, and he had a little thing, pouch of with the darts.
Yep, relieved of that.
As far as magical things, there was a stone in his coat pocket. There's something magical about it, but you can't tell what.
You won't be needing that.
She definitely takes that.
Completely stripped this guy.
No, it pings like bright. So would she have to roll something to pocket that without anyone noticing?
You can tell Connor.
Connor is currently feral monkey.
Connor
that depends on how long that power lasts.
Until I take it off.
For the scene, yeah.
I would say subterfuge and
dexterity.
But after the battle, she would have taken
dexterity or cunning
wild off of him.
Because I have a lot of dice there. I have 8 dice and I only got 1 success.
Oof.
But that success is a 10. No, that's right. It does automatically.
Yeah.
So how?
But she's far enough off that people might not be thinking.
That's
true. Pick up the rifle.
was like, 'cause this guy was further back.
Yeah, he's the furthest one back, other than the guy Connor swatted, and the two that ran off the side.
She'll say something about getting the rifle and offer up.
But Dixie is walking from that direction, so you might have a view of it.
She'll hold up the rifle and the trank darts.
I will say, question: can Connor impose a complication since he never really moved from that spot? Because he was still pretty much standing there over that guy, and he just kept fighting in that spot.
Okay, how are you wanting to do that?
If he, since it falls off, he'll see Sasha looking intently. He's like, okay, so magic shit. And
Actually, roll me.
Okay.
Let me bring up. I always have to bring up a sheet so I can see what the skills are because I don't have them memorized.
Yeah.
I know we don't really have an alertness type something, so.
Yeah.
Composure,
give me a
maybe?
cunning roll. Give me a cunning
Okay,
roll.
cunning.
Just straight cunning.
Just straight cunning.
Yeah.
Okay. Pages everywhere.
Okay, so you do notice Sasha, because she's trying to be subtle, so you have to notice.
Yeah.
So you do notice her trying to pocket this thing.
Yeah, and he'll just kind of walk around since he sees Dixie. He'll just sort of like walk around, and he'll just sort of kneel down and like pat the guy over.
But kind of block, physically block the view.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll give that we'll give her a -1 on that. Or,
Okay.
Sasha will say something like, I found trank darts on him. I'm just wanting to make sure he only had trank darts.
Now you're just lying.
Hmm?
Now you're just lying to people.
Well, she's making sure he doesn't have anything more than trank darts. She never said she was going to give it to anybody.
Fair.
Not lying. She's creatively truth-telling.
Actually, if he notices that, could he swipe it from Sasha and pocket it? The stone?
Oh yeah, you have that freaking pickpocket skill.
yeah, you can totally pick her pocket. Because you noticed, so you know exactly where she put
Yeah.
it.
And that the thing is, yeah, with player permission, I can just, as long as it's small enough to fit in his hand.
Yeah, it's probably as big around as a quarter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not quite. It's not a perfect sphere, but it's kind of roundish and then kind of ovally.
Yeah, so Connor, he'll just pat it down. He'll just nod. Sasha's like, just sort of like elbows, like, what the hell happened? My brain just kind of like blacked out for a bit, and then it's in his hand and buried under layers.
Something I think the terminology is return to monkey.
You've been hanging around with Talarius too much, haven't you?
He sends me memes. Or they send me memes.
Okay.
There's definitely like 40 more of that now.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Just going to be in the group chat.
And then Connor pauses, like, oh, that's what happened.
Yeah. Let's
As he's getting caught up with his doppelgangers now.
One of the doppelgangers is like watching the footage on his phone and it's like, oh
Yeah.
So the crowds in the park had, of course, cleared out when the gunfighting started.
Mm-hmm.
You start to hear police sirens in the distance.
Mm-hmm.
carry this guy back to where everyone else is.
While y'all are doing all that, you hear the guy Penelope's got pinned down. Scream a little bit.
Can I try to oh man.
When you look over there, she's laying down, whispering in his ear, and then every now and then, when he's not answering, apparently she jacks his arm up a little bit more.
I'll help her with that. I'll I'll hit him with I'll imbue a legend and do spurt it out with him.
At that point, he starts with the verbal vomit.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're basically these guys are hired help from the they were actually pulled in from out of town. Out of state, truthfully. They're sort of low grade mercenaries. A lot of financial trouble. It's like their last few missions hadn't gone well, and the trend is not improving here.
They attacked 2 bands of Scions.
Desperation is a wicked mistress.
Yeah, they may not have been given the entire truth about you guys. And the ideal was that front wave would basically be keeping you distracted while the sharpshooter tranked you all. But the sharpshooter got taken down first, so.
In Return to Monkey mode, Connor, he's just battle instincts. And he's got decades of that.
You know, they had kind of the makeshift weaponry, so it wouldn't look like professionals had been brought in.
I'll look at Penelope and be like, anything else?
She starts quizzing the guy on, who hired him.
Okay.
Do any of them have a? Go ahead.
I was gonna say I'm just gonna keep it rolling.
All right, what were
Do
you
any of
about
them
to
have
ask?
a wallet on them?
No, none of them are carrying ID because they were doing something blatantly illegal.
Okay. Oh yeah, I'll just see if there's a name anywhere.
Actually, the guy was patting down. Did he have anything else other than the stone, like cell phone, anything like that?
No. They all
They're
pretty much just had their weaponry. Well, I'll take that back. Several of them had like handcuffs and ankle shackles.
This was an extraction mission.
Let's see, the questioning of the guy, because he's still got the whole spewing information thing.
Just holding a
they
K-pop
talked to
part
a
out while he
Mr.
does this.
They got the job from a Mr. Johnson. Clearly an alias. Must not be any Shadowrun players here.
I get it.
Yeah, I do too.
I didn't see a reaction, so okay, maybe.
It was more of a flashback.
Yeah, basically. I would love to play Shadowrun again. I just want a competent story guide to do it. Honestly,
I would not run Shadowrun.
Oh yeah,
I know a combination of 5 games we could throw together to run the setting. But anyway,
yeah, there's too much math for Shadowrun.
There's a lot of math.
Please no. I'm suffering with this game as it is. Let's continue.
Oh yeah. Moving on.
Okay. So yeah, they were hired by Mr. Johnson. They got the impression he was some kind of weird religious nut job. The useful piece of information you get out of him is he describes something the guy was wearing around his neck. He goes, he was wearing it like somebody would wear a cross or a Star of David or
an Ankh.
Yeah, or an Ankh or a Thor's hammer. And he describes this, vaguely occult-looking thing, it looked like a silver. It looked like a man's silver ring, or just a silver band with some some symbols kind of filling in the middle section of it.
But obviously didn't get a close enough look to be like, it's these symbols.
No, not that much.
Sure.
Penelope kind of nods her head like she thinks she knows what it is.
You good?
That's probably all we'll get out of him. She kind of kicks him a little bit as she gets up.
I'll drop it.
Sasha, from his description, that could be the circle of the Impious.
Yeah.
You need to see it to be absolutely certain, but
Yeah.
the bit he saw clearly sounds about right. The police arrive. They don't run up with guns out because y'all are just kind of milling around, and all of y'all are recognizable.
Sasha will call back Smoochums.
Body in tow. Just like dragging it like a bad, like a just married thing.
So they come up. They start shackling the conscious guys. They get first. You see one of them on the radio, so as soon as he sees everything's handled, he gets on the radio. So the ambulances who had stopped a little bit further back, they come on up, and everybody runs out. They go for the guy that's been bitten, the guy that's been kneecapped. The ones that need obvious medical attention. They start checking over the ones that are knocked out.
There's an angry dog.
It's like concussion. I don't know how many of this guy's bones are broken.
There's like 6 of them.
Six of them are just ribs. Connor was not nice to people.
No.
He was feral.
He was feral.
Uh,
Oh, by the way, when that wore off, the tail and everything's gone.
Ooh.
So they start talking to y'all. A few people, a few of them spread out and start talking to a few of the park goers that have kind of wandered back up when everything got quiet. If I didn't mention it before, Dixie seems to be very disappointed at the whole thing. She's just got her, battle axe planted on the ground. She's kind of propped up on the handle.
Chad's also not too happy.
For a different reason.
While Dixie's a little disappointed, Chad seems actually annoyed by it all. You hear him telling Kim, I had the guy. He's like, I had the guy. Or flipping dog. And Kim is just giving him a look like, why are you speaking to me? Doesn't seem to be any love lost there.
What gives you the right?
The utter impertinence.
The sheer audacity to speak to my divine presence.
Well, I have at least one.
You notice he seems a little more respectful in his interactions with Penelope and Dixie. Police quiz you on what happened. I assume. Is there anything y'all particularly leave out when talking to the police?
We had a fight. We won the fight. Is there anything that needs to be left out?
Well, do you have any idea who attacked you? How they knew your two groups were meeting here?
I would absolutely make it a point to be like, yeah, these guys yelled about us yesterday. Not in that way. It'd be like, I think one of the other guys in the other band got a little too, last night.
Chad was like, "Hey, we were just toasting at a bar."
No, I'm not mad at you about it. They asked me a question, I answered it.
And the guy talking to Chad's like, "Sir, please. Let them have their talk, But, Penelope, on the other hand, is like, "Yeah, we basically leaked out that we were having a meeting just to see if anybody would show up." She explained she was not expecting, like the trank gun and stuff. That was a little unexpected.
Yeah, Sasha would definitely turn over the trank gun to the police officers.
Well, the gun's in so many
No.
pieces that so
She'd give it over. She has no purpose for it, and she doesn't think that they're that low.
I could tweak it.
So it's 8 or 9 when the police are done with you. They've got they get some contact information in case they need any follow ups. You may have to come. If these guys go on trial, you may have to come in and be called to the witness stand or something.
It was him. He's a scrub that tried to hit my monkey. And then the monkey turned to stone, and it didn't do anything.
One of the guys is already, basically going, this wasn't my ideal. He'll talk, but you're pretty certain they don't actually know anything that'll be useful to the police.
Hmm.
Do y'all mention the Circle of the Impious?
Nope.
No.
Oddly enough, neither does Penelope or her group.
I'll when we're done questioning, I'll approach Penelope and I'm just kind of like, "You fought well."
You guys did pretty well.
I'll shake her hand.
Yeah, she shakes.
This is a pretty good, like, we're two different bands, but this is a pretty good thing where you get the guy in the arm lock and squeeze the information and make it come out.
That did work pretty well together.
Let me know if you need another interrogator, a good cop, as it were.
She kind of looks at her
No,
back. Yeah, we're a little short on good cops. She's like, your band has my number. If you find anything else out about the Circle, we will continue to investigate them. I kind of assume that you will as well.
Of course.
Let's see.
I have worked off my food. Does anyone want to go back to the Rubicon?
If we go, you need to contact Samuel.
I do, and I will.
Perhaps so we should go back to your apartment.
Fair enough.
I would rather not bring, and she kind of nods at Smoochums.
Eh,
It's not
That's
quite
fair.
late enough for that crowd to be there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, that's fair. All right, well, this is where we part for now, but I get the feeling we'll meet again.
We're working in the same area. It's a pretty safe bet.
If I'm able to gain access to the gentleman from the warehouse, I'll let you know.
I would appreciate that. And
Right.
so the other band
Fair
starts to walk off. You see Chad mean mugging Spruce.
Just directly at the dog, just like,
I'll be watching you.
Was that completely necessary? I don't know how intelligent those things are. It might know what I mean.
all three heads disliked that.
All three of them like.
Closest thing a Cerberus can do to a raspberry.
All right, so y'all part ways. Y'all swing back by Hilarious'.
Connor,
Yeah.
could I have that back, please?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Thank you.
He'll pull the stone out and toss it to her.
Any symbols on it or anything?
It is just a smooth stone.
Anything she can roll to figure out maybe what it is?
Give me a cult roll.
Since yeah,
Occult intelligence?
I will add 2 to that.
Okay. You know what? Since we haven't used any momentum tonight, I'm going to add 2 momentum
All right,
as well.
spending 2.
Hey,
All right, because I think we gained like 3 momentum throughout the battle.
yeah,
Do
we're
I need
back at
to?
6.
No, we had 9. Well,
Oh,
somebody else
well,
momentum.
I keep forgetting to add momentum when y'all roll zeros. Y'all gotta
Okay,
start
so I have
reminding me of that.
4. And I need to roll for momentum? I haven't. It's been a minute.
Yes.
2d10.
Momentum is extra dice, not
Yes,
enhancements.
yes. It is one of the few things that really gives you extra dice.
So
You-
5 total.
All right, so you start examining it.
And if it has anything to do with death or spirit, she gets a bonus for that. But I don't know yet.
The spirits, you get a bonus for spirits.
Okay, so she
Oh.
has an enhancement of whatever, like having 5 dots in the specialization, and that is.
I think it's still just 1.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
6 total?
specialization is an extra enhancement.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
6 total.
There is a spirit bound into the stone. Not a spirit like somebody's ghost.
Mm-hmm.
Like some sort of nature spirit or earth spirit, because it's a stone.
An elemental spirit of some sort.
The same way that something was bound to those guys at the warehouse?
Probably a different process.
Okay.
Let's
So
say
this is not like the earth. This is not like an earth elemental bound into it. And he had a lot of successes there. So what you figure out is it might be better to say part of a spirit is bound to this thing.
Mm-hmm.
You find references to not a relic, but a artifact or whatever, where they would take two stones, bind the same elemental spirit into each of them, and then a skilled practitioner with one of the stones could be aware of anything going on around the other stone.
She immediately puts it in a pocket, like smothers it.
So you got 6 successes total.
Mm-hmm. Would she know if that would?
That's not going to do any good. Breaking the stone would break the effect.
Is she aware of what's going on around the other stone at all?
You don't know necessarily how this spell works exactly.
Okay. Out of an overabundance of caution, she hands it back to Connor and says, "Break that."
Okay.
It can see whatever is on the other end can see what's going on. Break it.
Connor being attuned to the purview of Earth. So the Earth is part of his domain. Would that give him anything for this? Would he be able to do something?
I don't think that gives you the ability to command earth spirits per se.
Yeah, that's why I'm asking player to story guide, with him being with the basically the Earth being part of his divine domain.
No, it would take specialized occult knowledge to be able to do anything with a stone, if that's what you're getting at.
Fair enough. That's what I was asking. Is like
No.
if it would like resonate with him in any way, with him being attuned.
Not
to
really.
The
It's
purview
not.
of Earth.
It's not Shin related.
Cool.
Hilarious will just pipe up and be like, "Well, before we do that, would it?"
Connor's
it
already
work?
crushed it. He's just
Before
like,
what?
okay.
Oh,
Never
But before
mind.
unpacking, there's a chance that whatever's on the other end is aware of what's going on and it could find us.
Yeah, but maybe it works the other way too.
I'm not skilled enough to. I don't know the particular rituals for it, and it would still be able to. I would rather not take that risk. All things.
and Sasha,
Nothing
you
much.
see the magic dissipate as soon as it crushes it. And Connor,
I
you
think that
kind
came up
of,
okay.
when you crush it, you feel almost like not the stones, breaking and snapping, but you almost get this impression like you were holding a rubber band, but when you crush the stones, like you let go of it, you hear it snap back. It's an odd impression.
Oh, no.
Connor just perks him and he's like, well, they're aware of that.
Okay. Seems like they were gonna know regardless. Great, you did in my house.
Yeah.
She actually would have been doing this like on the way back,
Okay.
Yeah.
like as
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
leaving.
And Sasha would know, when you crush that stone, the stone at the other end probably crushed as well.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Or at least broke where that part of the spirit was also
Yeah.
freed.
I would just rather us not have unnecessary eyes on us.
Have you looked at a bar lately?
There's a difference between people watching us and supernatural watching us.
Have you looked at a bar lately? Where did these chumps come from?
I.
Sasha,
Mm,
you want to go ask that question to someone who probably knows?
I'm not going. No, it's. Hate me all you want about it. It's just.
I don't hate you for it. You're exercising caution. Something wrong with that. I just, nothing ventured, nothing gained.
Yes, but if nobody knows how to use it, and
It's having a
somebody
bomb in
of
our
the
hands, just waiting for it to go off.
yeah, if the other person that possibly had it can use it, we don't need that extra.
It'd be like walking around with an open cell phone and them on a party line.
All right, so y'all get back to Laris's.
Mm.
You walk in. Sam's kicked up with his feet on or his hooves on the coffee table.
Bored?
A little bit. Oh, y'all's interview was nice though.
Oh, thanks. Tried
How
to
things go at the park?
beat up some scrubs.
Yeah,
The
there was
other
some on the
band.
news a minute ago, but they didn't have like footage of it.
Don't worry, I do.
So do I.
I mean, they had some cell footage from a passerby after the police were there, but it looked like the party was over by that point.
Yeah.
Don't
All
worry,
the
mine's
good
better.
parties are over when the police show up.
Of course.
Turns out the other band decided to use all of us as bait to see if someone would come.
Oh, that was a little douchey.
A little
Well,
bit.
they were bait too, but
Oh, no.
They weren't bait if they're aware of it.
that's why there was another me hanging out recording the entire thing.
No, I'm sure Talaris will enjoy that.
Something about
Yeah.
camera people. You can never have enough.
I was curious though, and we might figure it out later if one of those quote unquote cultists might do it, but did any of the rest of you notice that Dixie used fire as well as a bladed weapon?
Doesn't seem to be anything too out of the ordinary for a Scion, is it?
No, but oh, that's right, none of you were there. Robert's doors were destroyed by someone cutting through it with a very high heated weapon.
Ah,
That means we will need to have a talk with them.
Let's not show our hand.
Yeah, let's not. I'm going to be keeping an eye on her in the future, but I'd prefer to, if it is her fault, have enough to bury her under it.
wasn't
You know,
she also the one that was stalking him? Like, this is Jeremy speaking.
She was the one that
She took
was
one of
at
Jaden's classes.
Jaden's classes.
Okay.
And then there was a red sports car of some kind.
Following.
Not
There was a red-
following, but parked
On the
nearby.
same block
Gotcha.
of where Robert lived.
Yeah,
at a neighbor's.
It's like, yeah, it was a house or two down.
Yeah, a red sports car was seen, or she took to lead the class, and there was a red sports car parked at a neighbor by Robert's house.
Gotcha. Cool.
So there's
Y'all are assuming
convenience
it's the
or
same car.
coincidence. Yeah, we're assuming it's the same vehicle. Could have just been a coincidence, quote unquote.
Yeah, that's why Connor said he's going to be keeping an eye on her.
It's fine. We know what we know, and when we get more information on them, trying to be a little, call it cutthroat.
All right, so y'all were gonna roll out to the Rubicon.
think so.
All right,
Yeah,
Samuel's
good for you.
all jazzed for that.
Yeah.
Come on, Sam. You weren't part of it, but it's okay.
Question for player to story
I'm a
guide
teacher. Your
before-
successes are my successes.
Question from player to story guide before
Mhm.
we end. Is it okay with you if I use my guide's knack more than once a session?
What
Or
does
do you
rule
want-
say?
It doesn't say anything.
If you want to use it one more time this session, that'd be fine, and then I'll read up on it.
Okay. I mean, I have to make a knack roll, but that's the only thing it says.
Okay.
You make another clone.
No, the use my guide's unique knack,
Oh, okay.
Extra question. The magic 8 ball of destiny.
basically.
Ah,
Okay, so what did you want me to roll for the knack?
Oh, let's see. What would you need to roll to convince your guide to tell you something? Let's go with presence.
Presence. All right.
And let's see what else would be good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to remember. Does it add a skill or does it add a legend? Or did your legend add to that?
I mean, legend can if you want it to, but according to the description, it says asset skills is academics and survival. I'm not sure how any of those would fit into this, but
Well, it's you trying to get a knowledge. I guess is how they figure academics work.
fair.
But go ahead and throw academics in there then.
Academics. Alrighty. We'll see how well this goes. Nope.
It was not meant to be, huh?
I mean, I can ask again later.
What is it that you ask though?
He was gonna ask if the spirit knew anything about the Circle of the Impious. Well, he's gonna ask what they knew about the Circle of the Impious.
Then yeah, I mean it doesn't like refuse to answer you, but yeah, all it knows is the stuff you've already kind of gathered,
Okay.
Some group of human sorcerers. Not something they've really dealt with.
Okay.
All right, so then y'all roll out to the Rubicon to celebrate.
Mm-hmm.
There is much drinking and merrymaking.
now I get table nachos.
Celebration. Were they?
Connor probably eats a third of them, if not half.
Go for it. that
always order
that
more.
man just, I don't know what happened, but he deserves it.
He grew an entire tail and shed it. That burns a
Within
lot of
like
calories.
Lizard.
a minute.
Yeah, that fight would have gone down really quick.
Mm-hmm.
So we had a lot of time to like chit chat before the cop showed up.
Yeah.
All right. So we will wrap it here for the week.
Ooh.
Next week we will carry on with the investigation into who's coming after you guys and was apparently behind the Alpha Dogs, and maybe I'll even find out why.
Wow.
Mhm.
Wow.
Ah,
So anybody that came by to watch, I hope you had fun. Hope my players had fun. I had fun running.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Let's see. Be back here on Dire Bear.
Thursday.
Yeah, Thursday for their crap. I'm blanking on what's her campaign name again.
A
Knight's
Knight's Ransom.
Knight's Ransom,
Uh-huh.
which is 5e homebrew that Maddie is running. Saturday should be the Stolen Cities, which I believe is also 5e homebrew. I'm trying to think of all the 5e on
They're
the
all
channel right
they're
now.
all 5e except for us.
And they're all homebrew
the
at the moment.
yeah. We're the crunchy system that we run.
And then of course Cap's
Session
running
3.
the second season of the Troubleshooters on Monday, and we will be back on Tuesday. So without further ado, bye-bye. Everybody give a little wave while I scroll down to the ending.